You are about to enter the Red and Rev Sports Show experience. Get ready for some real sports talk from some real sports fans who were real sports athletes who have sports knowledge.
What's up, everybody? What up? What up? What up? Welcome to episode 434, which is essentially the season finale of the Red and Rev show's 8th season, I believe. Well, just tracking right on up. But yeah, we got a big one today, y'all. Finally, LeBron has made his decision. Finally, he has taken his grip off of the sports world, stopped holding us hostage, and finally made a decision. We're gonna talk about that. We got a lot of NFL news with the NFL training camps opening back up. We definitely gonna get into the NFL. We got some ESPN drama to talk about. Stuff going on inside players' homes. Tyreek Hill news. Tony Romo doing stuff he ain't supposed to do. Like I say, there's a lot going on this week. We're gonna get to as much of it as we can. but you know the big story of the day. So we're not gonna waste any more time. Episode 434, we're about to open that door and let you right in. Let's go.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Red and Rev Sports Show featuring Coach Patrick Thomas. Red and Coach are coming to you live from the ATL Show. Wow, the good Reverend's coming to you live from Coatesville, Pennsylvania, outside of Philadelphia. We come to give you real sports talk because we are real sports fans. Who are real sports athletes who have what, gentlemen? Real sports knowledge. So hang out with your boys Red, Rev, and Coach for episode 434 of the Red and Rev Sports Show. And as is our sports custom, we turn our numbers attention to our residential numerologist, Coach Patrick Thomas, to give us something or someone dealing with those three digits, 4, 3, and 4. Coach, what you got for us?
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Well, all I can say is this. If you don't like number 434, I don't know what to say to y'all. This is going to be one I guarantee, like the guys say on the food show, that you're going to like this. One major leaguer that I know of has 434 home runs right now. And his name is the future and soon to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, one Mr. Andruw Jones of the Atlanta Braves. He has 434 home runs, and he's going in the Hall this year. So big ups to Andruw Jones. 434 home runs for our number today.
All right, Red, what's your thoughts about Andruw Jones being cited on today? He's smart. All right. So you got a winner with Red today, Coach.
Yes, sir.
I know Coach had to come big for the last one, but that was good. I figured you would go with somebody home run when we get close to the 400. I said, I was trying to think how many home runs did Chipper have, and then Andruw got 434. Okay, man, he got way more than I thought he did.
Yeah, that's quite a bit. I didn't expect him to have that high a number myself.
Oh, it took him this long to get in the Hall of Fame. That's crazy.
It's all good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we want to welcome you to episode 434 of the Red and Rev Sports Show. Please like and share. Share this broadcast. Let somebody know what you're watching. As I say to my church always, I will not dare ask you to do something I am not willing to do myself. So I'm sharing on my social media platforms as I speak right now. Who knows, your share may literally bring somebody to the best nation there is on social media, the Revanite Nation. As we speak of them, we want to welcome the Revanite Nation. Hopefully we have some representatives in the chat box, and we look forward to Revanite Nation helping us with this last episode, as we will take about a month hiatus after this particular show. But we know we can't do this show without you guys. So let's see who's representing. The VP is in the building, ready to slam down the gavel. The most fire show in Saturday sports podcasting. Sit back and enjoy the ride. As the Red and Rev Sports Show gives us a rundown on the past week in sports, and Revanite Nation punches their ticket to make this an enjoyable ride. All aboard. Let's go. I love that. Great start. And then the VP said, before you do anything else, Revanite Nation, smash that like button and share with the world. Thank you, Mr. VP. Thank you for holding down the Revanite Nation. We hope some others will join us. Good morning, Sister Sylvia Harris, as the VP calls her Mama Wildcat Harris. I'm super excited to watch on the day after Governor Shapiro's declaration that yesterday, LeBron James Day.
It has started.
In Pennsylvania.
It has started.
The VP said we may reach one-legged priest in Singapore who enjoys sports. He runs 4 miles a day, shows he's never lost faith.
You know what?
The Red and Red Sports Show, let's go. And the president's in the building. Good morning, gentlemen. Gentlemen, coming to you from the Turtle and Short. What's that? How you spell
Tortoise.
that? Tortoise. Tobogganing, Tabernacle, and Tibbet.
Tibet. You ain't in no Tibet, President, man. Please, Tibet. That's ain't real. That's where Eddie Murphy traveled in the Golden Child. Tibet. That's where he at.
Oh, Tibet.
So go way of commentating on doggone Tibet.
I thought that was a biblical term, Tabit. Okay, Tibet. Okay. Please forgive me, Mama Wildcat Harris is in the building. Thank you.
Yes.
To Toys. All right. The president gave me a tongue twister this morning, but it's all good. All right, let's jump in. Y'all know how we do this, our dope and open coat moments for this week. So we'll start with you, Coach, and then we'll go around the horn. What are you doping on, Coach?
Well, today is a celebration. I'm going to celebrate all month, probably celebrate all the rest of the year, because my girl is back. Napheesa Collier is back, baby, in the WNBA. Yes, sir. Her first game out in 22 minutes, 24 points, 10 rebounds, and that's under restriction. So everybody can get ready. Minnesota is coming. They got my girl back in the house. Napheesa Collier is ready to play some basketball, and she's only going to get better.
Excellent. Absolutely excellent.
What you got for us, Red?
My dope moment goes to one Salvador Perez for the Kansas City Royals. Tied to our famous George Brett, Tar Man George Brett tied his record as far as most home runs in Kansas City Royals history. Salvador Perez, and I'm pretty sure he'll break the home run. He'll probably have the record by the end of the year. So, dope moment to one of my favorite baseball players. I always had a soft spot for the Royals. That George Brett moment was always one of my favorite moments, and I like that they put another World Series team together back in the early 2010 and won another one. So, dope to Salvador Perez, the anchor of that second World Series team from Kansas City, future Hall of Famer. I guess that's all I got. Dope to him. One of my favorite players, Salvador Perez. 364, I think that was.
All right. My dope moment goes to Gavin Williams of the Cleveland Guardians.
Wow, really?
Against the Minnesota Twins on July 23rd of this week, pitched an immaculate inning, 9 pitches, 9 strikes, and 3 strikeouts. So big ups to Gavin Williams of the Cleveland Guardians. Even though his team lost that game, he did pitch an immaculate inning.
Awesome.
Wow.
All right, I think we got a guest in the building. Brother Asa Brown. How you doing, sir?
Gentlemen, my apologies for being late. I'm fighting a little summer cold.
There you go. He might be.
All right, well, we're going to be praying.
So,
we pray for you.
I woke up this morning with a little cough in myself, man. On the way.
Hey, man, I blame the World Cup. All these folks over here.
Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna blame Spain for this, right?
All right, Asa, give us your dope moment for this week. What you got?
I'm gonna go back with I know they finally lost, but the Boston Red Sox, since you was in baseball, they won like 15 straight. So that's the dope moment. Right off the top of my head, you getting me into it. That's it.
All right, Red, what you got for your note moment? What you noping on?
Oh, I'm staying in baseball. My note moment goes to one Fernando Tatis Jr., who just straight came to Truist Park and hated on my boy Drake Baldwin, who had the longest home run of the season. And Fernando Tatis said, "Drake, bump you. Watch this." Bam! And just hit a massive. I think he hit this thing over the chop house. 473 feet. Longest home run of the season. Note to you, Fernando Tatis, because you took my boy Drake off having the longest home run of the season, and you hit the home run against my doggone Braves. So, note to you, Fernando. You probably was juicing when you did it. I hope they tested you right after the game.
Hey.
right, man. We don't have any money to pay your legal bills if he comes after you. So just remember that. Just remember that. All right?
Well, just
He on his own.
I'm just speculating for that. I say you for sure.
All right. I'm noping on the Cleveland Cavaliers, thinking that they were going to get LeBron James this time around. As long as James Harden was still on that roster, there was no way that he was going to the Cleveland Cavaliers. So, Cavs fans, I know some of y'all are in your feelings, wanted LeBron to come back so he could play for you the third time, but James Harden is probably the primary reason why he did not come back. So I'm sorry. Get over it. Move on. Good luck next year. All right, Coach. What are you noping on?
I know.
Hold on. My bad. Asa, what are you noping on? I'm sorry. And then we'll come back to you, Coach.
Yes, sir.
No, you're good. My note moment is probably can be a dope moment as well. If you've been watching baseball this week, to watch Philadelphia implode in the last series, especially on base running, allowing my Braves to gain some between them from in first place or whatever. So my note moment is actually a dope moment. I don't know how Philadelphia against the Dodgers has so many running blunders in a series. So it makes me wonder, when they fired the GM, when they fired the skipper, did he have an absolute reason not to be fired if this is what these guys are doing out on the base paths? But
gotcha.
Don't watch Philly if you're trying to get your don't watch Philly if you got your young kids just trying to understand how to run bases. Just don't watch them.
Yeah, that they got a double playoff a running blunder to end the game the other day against the Dodgers. It's just
that whole game they gave away.
Yeah.
The Braves are the reason the Phillies caught back up with us. They haven't impressed me at all. They were
on us. They were on us, man. They haven't really bounced back from the All-Star game. Since the All-Star game, they haven't played good baseball, and then it helps that they're playing stiff competition too. So they got the Dodgers right now, and then they're playing the Yankees, and the Braves capitalized doing what you want. You'll talk more about it, so we won't go too deep into it. But you were a prophet this past week in the Messenger, so I give you your props, Red. You can gloat about it when it's time for the Braves report. All right, Coach, what are you noping on?
Well, in the wake of all these firings from the ESPN, I just got a question. Why? I understand, and I ain't. I'm pro-black as the next guy, but why didn't ESPN get rid of some of these guys who think they the next Stuart Scott? They keep trying to imitate him and talk like him. There is only one Stuart Scott, and you black guys that's doing SportsCenter, please stop trying to imitate him and just be yourself. You can't copy what he did. Stewart was an island unto himself, one of the best SportsCenter anchors in history. And trying to be like him, it ain't working.
You have got to be kidding.
All right. So way to just tear down all the black voices on ESPN.
Not all, Red. Not all.
I mean, copying is a form of flattery, right? So, that's who they grew up on, Coach.
Okay, yeah, but some of them don't do it right, and then they sound corny. You can't
he's their Jordan.
Yeah, exactly. If the broadcaster, for sure. Now, Coach, we got to say this. They must have done something right if they're on ESPN. They're not on the Coatesville News Network. They're on ESPN.
To be continued.
All right. All right, we'll do that. All right. I'm coping with the fact that I was teased that Ronald Acuna was going to be coming back, and I had tickets to the game yesterday in Baltimore, and now his return has been pushed back. So I'm coping with when will he return?
When they stop losing. Long as they winning, they go push him back.
Yeah, we need him to come back because I'm still not sold on Eli White. Your Yastrzemski comes and goes.
Correct.
And we need a solid bat and let those guys be the bench players they were signed to be. All right, they're getting too much playing time. So that's what I'm coping with right now. Ronald Acuna's turn. Please come back soon, brother.
Rev,
Yep.
I got a question, but I know Red will probably answer it. If not, I'm gonna put it on his plate right now. It's about to be the trade deadline, Red. What should the Hawks do? But I know you got that report
What the
coming
Braves
up,
should do?
I mean, what should the Braves do? Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll talk about that in the Braves report. All right. Asa raised
because you brought something up just now, Rev, that I don't think people understand. But
okay, you teasing us. I'm looking forward. That's a
I
good
get
tease.
my Braves sport quick and let Asa go half on me with the Braves.
Asa got a baseball revelation that we need to hear. So we need to hear it sooner than
Got
later.
me all excited and intrigued, man.
What are you coping with, Asa?
be honest with you, no more soccer.
Ooh.
I got caught up in the whole, the soccer World Cup being here in Atlanta, going to all the little events that were going on, and actually turning the TV on and watching a couple of games and kind of getting immersed into it. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm coping on no more World Cup.
Wow.
Game over, man. It's game over.
It's over, man.
Probably why I'm sick.
Hey man, that's how I feel when football ends, Asa.
All right, Reverend Night Nation, I hope y'all putting in your dope note and coach. We're coming to you in just a second. We got 2 more copes, and then we're coming directly to you. What you coping on, or what you coping with, Coach?
Well, I know you'll deal with this one, but it's the 5 words that the AFC West did not want to hear. Patrick Mahomes has been cleared. AFC West, Broncos, Chargers, and I guess the Raiders. Y'all heard those words the other day. There should be fear in your hearts right now because they said Patrick Mahomes has been cleared. So cope with the fact that he's going to be on the field with his looking like Stone Cold Steve Austin with the leg brace on. But guess what? He's going to be back. And that should scare everybody in the AFC West. So that's my cope moment.
Well, that sounds more like a dope moment to me.
Yeah, for you, Real, and coach with everybody else.
Sounds like a dope moment for me. Red, in this segment.
So Coach got some money on the Raiders and the Chargers and the Broncos. So what it sound like?
No, not even close. Not them teams.
Red, what are you coping with in this segment?
That's a good segue. Well, I'm coping with 2 things. One, with Coach's cope, Patrick Mahomes has been cleared, and guess who ain't been cleared? Michael Penix. So Falcon fans gonna be coping with that until he is cleared. And my regular cope is not me, but I know Diego Pavia needs to be coping with himself right now. Like, dude, what has gone wrong since you lost that Heisman Trophy? First, you get arrogant and start dogging the Heisman process out and pretty much disrespect the entire thing and have everybody looking down on you. Then we tell you to keep your mouth closed and get ready for the draft so hopefully a team can take you. You drop in the draft. Baltimore takes you, sympathetically drafts you, and then you don't even make it to training camp without getting cut or released. What have you done? What are you doing? What are you saying, man? Oh, how far have you fallen? You couldn't even make it onto the training camp field before they cut you. Lord, Diego Pavia. Boy, we had to say it this time last year, that you would have got draft stock would have dropped. You wouldn't even make it to the training camp field. Somebody would have won some money. But anyway, you got to cope with what's going on with your life, Diego Pavia. You're supposed to, try out for the NFL, and now we have no idea what the future holds for you. So good luck to you, man. But if Baltimore getting rid of you, that's not a good look starting your NFL career.
Red, just say what the old ESPN guy Chris Myers used to say. You're not good.
So,
You ain't smart either.
He's not far from Canada. It's like an 8-hour drive.
Yeah.
so Red made sure he got 3 copes in for the weeks that we're gonna be off. Yeah, you got 3 in there, brother. I just want to let you know. I'm gonna give you a pass since this is the last show until we come back in August. But yeah, you did 3 real quickly.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I just want to call you. I just want to call you to your attention.
All QBs, but
All right. Let's move to Revenite Nation, see what they're talking about. We see a few copes, nopes, and dopes, and all that good stuff. Let's see what we're doing here on this moment. The VP said I'll meet the prayers over in Nepal for Nepal for tea and scrumpets.
Crumpets. It's crumpets.
He said scrumpets. He put scrumpets. I don't know if he was being funny or not. VP said dope on as Ozzie Fudd becoming the first rookie to win the 3-point skills competition last night. Chick was on fire. The VP said Asa done ate too much of that Charleston rice and shrimp. Head cold understood. The VP said, nope, Scottie Pippen's cornrows. Come on, bro. That should be an age.
Yeah.
Let's say around age 4, right before kindergarten. Sister Harris is doping on a Lennon Braves comeback to win over the Orioles in the 10th inning, which turned a rather boring game around in the late innings, 8 through 10. The VP said they all married YTE women, white women, to be on the mothership, Reverend Doctor. That's what they did. All right. The president, Steph Curry, says record for 10 consecutive seasons of being the highest paid player. Unfortunately, half of that will be used to pay for Aisha's therapy. What's up, Armani? What's going on, bro?
What's up, man?
Noping on Tony Romo performed a no by getting an OWI. This one thing that even he can't turn over. Lord have mercy. VP says he's suffering from football withdrawal. He's going to convert his loan into a pitch, buying goal post from the Academy Sports Football delivery from Amazon today. It's okay. It's a LOL. All right. The president said, Copen, at least we can rest knowing that FIBA didn't stand for fixed it for Argentina. Okay.
Yeah.
He said Super Cope with all of the bungled layoffs at ESPN. It's amazing that a booger still survives.
Yo, listen.
Oh, man, leave Booger alone.
Listen.
Winston said, what's going on, fellas? In chat, smash that like button. Indeed. Thanks, Winston, for giving that reminder. Armani's noping on Stephen A. Smith calling the SEC the inferior conference to the Big Ten, like the SEC hasn't carried the NCAA with recently Georgia winning back-to-back, the only team to do that in the CFP playoff era. Right, Stephen A. We are very inferior.
Appreciate that, Armani, giving Georgia a shout-out.
The VP said Lieutenant Sonar knew that he would be here to talk about his 76.
Yep.
And that ends Revenite Nation's Dope Note and Copes. As Winston stated, please feel free to like and smash that like button, hit that share button, let somebody know what you're watching on today. You already know how we're going down and what we're talking about. It's going to be a lot of this that we're going to be talking about on today, and that is this.
Okay.
Basketball. Y'all know it. Arguably the biggest domino is taking place with LeBron James signing with my very first team that I ever had an affinity for, the Philadelphia 76ers. And that's all because of one Dr. Julius Erving. With that being said, LeBron James signs with the 76ers. Let's talk about it, gentlemen. First of all, are you surprised? Second of all, is it a good fit? Let's start with you, Red, since you lost your player to the Sixers. and you all in return got the Beastie Boys.
Oh, yeah. That's a crazy trade-off. We'll see how it all plays out, but it's I'm glad that it's finally over. The LeBron sweepstakes is finally over. The NBA can go ahead and make its schedule, and things can get back to normal. I know Adam Silver is finally relieved. As far as my being surprised, no, not really surprised, being that this was one of the two teams that I had him going to. I remember when we initially asked where do we think LeBron was going, I think I had said Cleveland or Philly. Well, I had said I think I had said Minnesota and Cleveland at first. And then I think Rev gave me something to think about, and then I had thought about it because I didn't realize the Sixers were in the mix. And once I saw the Sixers were in the mix, I was like, well, you can't not have them as a choice with all they have over there. I mean, adding you over there would probably be the piece to put them over the top. So, and of course, Cleveland, his being his hometown, was always the option. But definitely not surprised. I mean, I don't know all the Golden State. I didn't believe the Golden State, him teaming up with all the old guys. I didn't believe he was going up. Like you say, you talked me out of the Minnesota thing when I thought about the cold weather and stuff like that. And as far as the Bears, I definitely didn't think he was going to Miami. Now, I don't care what we were hearing out of Miami. I never thought he was going back to Miami with Pat Riley, how that all ended. So I don't care what Pat Riley talking about. They work things out. No, I didn't think he was going back to Miami. So really, to me, it was either down to the Sixers or the Cavs. And like you say, you're looking at James Harden with the Cavs, and you're looking at what Philly got. I mean, to be honest, Rev, it would have been an asinine decision had he chose Cleveland over Philly if you're trying to win. So if you're trying to win, Philly is the place to go to if you're trying to win. Now, of course, you're gonna have to prepare yourself because you know your haters and your naysayers are gonna be all over you because once again, this looks like you're a move where you're teaming up with a lot of good players, chasing rings. So you're gonna have to deal with all of that noise because you're gonna get all of that noise. But at the same time, if you're trying to win, Philly is the place to go because they really are. They got a stacked team and they look like they're trying to win now. And if you're trying to get that fifth ring, that's probably the best place for you to go. So I'm not surprised. What was your second part of your question, Real?
What do you think about the fit?
It's gonna be hard. It's not too many places LeBron James can go where he's not gonna fit on the team. I mean, he's that great a player. He can make adjustments to fit on the team to wherever he needs to do to make the team go. I know he's that great of a player. He can make adjustments. He's that skilled and he's that great of a player to fit in because he's all about making players better, bringing players together. So it'll fit. It'll definitely fit. How now the ranking process, the totem pole, like that, who's the leader, who's the second option, third option, all like that. That's for all them to discuss. I'm sure they'll all get together and let them decide. I'll sit back and see how it plays out. But is it a fit? It's definitely a fit. and I'm definitely not surprised. If he want to win, this probably was the best place for him to go. Is he gonna win? We shall see.
All right, Ace, I'm coming to you because you were shaking your head a couple of times while Red was speaking. Before I come to you, let me read some of the comments by Reverend Knight Nation. The VP said LBJ made the perfect move. Now Dracula, my bad. Adam still make the 2026-2027 NBA schedule. Armani, a Sixer fan, says Sixers, we up. The president said get ready for the 76ers on Christmas. Armani said, Rev, I'll be seeing you at the games this year. VP said, Reverend Doctor gave us that nugget some week ago. I echo that sentiment thereafter. Every podcast I posted on said that I was crazy to go with the idea of Philly, that Cleveland was the only way the LBJ story could come to a conclusion. Well done, Reverend Doctor. Your disciple VP was out here preaching the word. The doubting Thomases were in full effect. Laugh out loud. I appreciate you spreading the good basketball gospel. Amani said, and we might be signing Caldwell Pope, and that's down the pike right there. He's seeking to get a buyout with the Grizzlies to come to Philadelphia. The president said, question for Red, if you consider LBJ a ring chaser, is it more important to remain loyal to one team or go to a team that presents a better opportunity? What says you, Red?
Well, that's a good question. That's a good question. It depends on how loyal that team has been to that player. If the team has been loyal to the player, we're trying to put a winning team around him, then fine. I think you owe it to the team to be loyal to them back. If the team is neglecting putting a winning team around you, then to me, that's not being loyal to your good player. If you're not putting a winning team around them, and yes, they have a right to go find a better opportunity.
So where does LeBron fit in that from the very beginning?
He's both.
I understand. You say, where does he fit in there? Oh, he doing what he want to do. He's looking for better opportunity.
All right, so you said both, Asa. Go ahead. Explain yourself.
I say both. I mean, I think when he started out, his whole Red's point about being the player being loyal to the team, when he started out at Cleveland, being a young kid out of high school, I think, yes, he was loyal to Cleveland. But as he understood the business, he realized, yeah, they wasn't putting nobody around me, and he left. Now, I think everybody realized, hindsight being 2020, he could have left differently. I don't think he wanted to leave to go to Miami the first time, but he left. I think he tried to make amends going back to Cleveland the second time. So I think LeBron has played both sides of those coins, right? But now he's doing something totally different, though. Now players chase rings, right? The whole reason I'm playing sports, I don't care what you're in, soccer, football, whatever, race car driving, is to win the ring, win the chip, win the cup, win the World Series. You in it, right? So you're going to look for your best possibilities. But he's doing something that's kind of, at the end of the day, I'm not saying that with Philly, but he's shown it in other places where he's teared the organization down for years for them to come to be rebuilt. So I don't know how that plays out in the future with other players. I do know the longer he goes on, the less trash we should give Kevin Durant for going to Golden State. So, when it comes to chasing rings and all those things. So to answer that question, Red, I think LeBron's been on both sides of that coin of being loyal and quote unquote unloyal. So,
Coach, get him right quick before I get him. Get him, Coach.
Kevin Durant is a coward. He left a team that was in the top of the league to go to another team that was already stacked. Don't be talking about Kevin Durant. He's a coward to me. And then, I mean, come on, seriously.
Come on,
I'm being dead serious because when people bring up Kevin Durant like this, they don't bring up all the circumstances that was going on. So when he decided to leave Oklahoma, he had choices to go places, right? But he wasn't going to DC back home to go be with the same coach that didn't get him across the finish line. He wasn't going to, at the time, he wasn't going to go to Brooklyn because they didn't have anybody. His best choice to go to basketball-wise happened to be Golden State. Now, I will say
Hold on right quick, Ace, because I don't want you to go too far into the weeds. I want you to stay right there. Now you comparing what LeBron just did to Kevin Durant. There are two problems with that. Number one, LeBron is not in the prime of his career. We talk about what a 41-year-old did in comparison to a mid-20-year-old who is in the prime of his career.
So stop there, though.
Who choked away a 3-1 lead to the team that he ultimately jumped to. He had the team on the ropes. That's not LeBron's story right here. He's not in his prime. He's not in his prime.
He's not in his prime now, but the time when he left for Miami the first time, he wasn't in his prime. When he decided to go.
Okay, you mentioned this. Now, it goes back to what Thomas asked. Is it more important to remain loyal to one team or go to a team that presents a better opportunity? I think you said in one of your comments, he did not have an opportunity in Cleveland because they kept jacking up management.
I said I said he's been on both sides of the coin. I said LeBron has been on both.
When he went to Miami, you just went. We got to stay right there. When he went to what created this monster is because Cleveland jaded him, and everybody was saying he's a loser, so forth, so on. While he's getting his head continually beat in by Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, and Rajon Rondo, and they up here holding him accountable for not winning with Ilgauskas, Boobie Gibson, Delonte West, Mo Williams. See, they don't bring that. And then the kicker was this, and a lot of people don't remember this. Amari Stoudemire, before he went to New York, there was a trade on the table for him to go to Cleveland for guess who? Y'all remember the name? Anybody remember the name? He's a boy from Georgia. J.J. Hickson.
J.J. Hick, yeah. That was like
they would not trade J.J. Hickson for a proven commodity in Amari Stoudemire, who still had some gas in the tank, where he still had a couple of good years in New York when he finally got traded. So they pushed LeBron into having to do what he did. Oklahoma City, they have never been accused of not knowing how to put a team together. Even after they got rid of Harden, Westbrook, and KD, they now have regrouped and put one of the most prolific teams in the league. So his situation wasn't LeBron's situation. OKC was always in position to put good players around him. We just learned that KD is not who we thought he was. That's what we've learned through the whole situation. Without Golden State, without Steph Curry being at least the mental leader of the team, all of KD's teams have faltered. They have all come short. Houston got worse. Brooklyn didn't succeed. All right? Phoenix didn't succeed. It's the common denominator. Kevin Durant is not a leader. Great ball player, but he didn't want that smoke as the leader of the team. What man leaves a team that he's up 3-1 and says, you know what? Let's go over there and join them.
60 win. Come on.
Yeah, LeBron didn't do that.
I appreciate you, Durant. That kept LeBron from winning a lot of rings. So thank you for that move.
Exactly. And then we holding those rings where KD was playing on this super squad, and people want to get down on LeBron saying he's a loser in the championship when he got to play against 4 future Hall of Famers.
And personally, Rev, I don't think Durant should have won some. I mean, some of those MVPs was Steph Curry, especially that second one. That second one, Curry should have won.
Go ahead, Asa.
No, I think so. Red was done. So again, I was going to say my last part with Kevin Durant was he's the player that made two mistakes that everybody hates him for. Hate him going to Golden State. I didn't have a problem with him going there. I had a problem with him leaving because he could have won more if he just stayed. So to your point, there's some things that doesn't work out as far as who we know Kevin Durant to be. But the overall of this thing is all these players are taking, and I could say you could argument that Boston is the one that started all this super team stuff, but people are taking examples from LeBron. For this generation is for when LeBron goes from team to team or hops to situations that are better, starting with Miami. So,
all right, let me ask y'all this. Let me ask y'all this, because I'm having issues with Charles Barkley always talking about LeBron always stacking the team. All right, I want y'all to answer this, and we're gonna get to some of y'all comments, River Nine Nation. Y'all on fire. Please answer this question. Name one team that LeBron had, stacked, whatever you want to call it, that was better than Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, and Tony Kukoc being on the team. Name one team.
Come on. Can we mention the one he on now?
You want to do that?
He had played.
I'm saying, that's probably
let's remember LeBron is not LeBron.
Oh, okay. So LeBron being,
if he was prime LeBron, we could talk about that.
Okay. So all the players.
So you comparing the second three-peat of Jordan to any team that LeBron had.
That second three-peat is better than any team LeBron has had.
Did they draft Kukoc?
The Bulls did.
And they got Rodman. They got Rodman.
They signed Rodman in free agency.
I just want to make sure we compare. They traded for Rodman? They drafted Kukoc.
But let's. I'm not worried about how they got on the team.
I think that counts though, Red. I think that counts though. I think it does.
No, it's not, because you can't. I don't think it matters, because at the end of the day, it shows that Michael Jordan always had a great GM. That's the thing that we want to talk. Jerry Krause is a Hall of Famer, just like Kobe didn't have to bounce because Jerry West was a great GM. He had the foresight. Let me draft this kid coming out of high school and trade Vlade Divac. That's vision, right? LeBron was devoid of vision in Cleveland. His second year in the league, his GM lets Carlos Boozer, who was a second-round pick, out of his contract because Carlos Boozer's his team said they were going to re-sign. They bounced on Cleveland and went over to Utah and got paid. That's what LeBron was up against. So I want to know, in terms of teams, when we talk about personnel, what team did LeBron play on? Regardless if it was trade or free agent signing, whatever, right? What team was better than Michael Jordan, Dennis Rodman, the best rebounder in the game, the best defender at his position in the game, Scottie Pippen, the best two-way player in the game at the time, Michael Jordan, the best scorer in the game, and then you had Tony Kukoc, the best six-man in the game. And that's on top of having a Ron Harper who was still solid, who used to be one of the best players in the game before knee injuries, but he still was a solid defender and player. What team LeBron played on was better than that team?
Don't forget about Phil Jackson, real.
And the best coach, right? Help me understand this.
The best team LeBron, and this is my opinion, the best team LeBron ever played on, and his biggest triumph to me when he looked back on his career is that 2016 championship when he beat the Warriors, beat the 73-win Warriors. That to me is his biggest. That's the best moment in his career right there.
Well, that's the best. Triumph. That's the best moment, but that wasn't the best team because everybody want to talk about Kyrie, Kevin Love, and LeBron. That was a stacked team. What have they done since they hadn't played with LeBron?
Real, to answer this question, that Bulls team was one of the greatest teams ever. So LeBron ain't played on no great team like that. No, when you look back at NBA history, I don't think they'll put a team. They ain't gonna put none of those Heat teams, that Cavs team, definitely that pandemic Laker team. None of those teams are gonna be in like the top 10 echelons of NBA teams ever, where you have the 96 Bulls, the 86 Celtics, The
The Warriors with
Lakers
Steph
teams
and
in the
KD.
80s. Right. Yeah. I
So
don't think you'll find a LeBron-led team in those top 10 all-time NBA teams. So the answer
so
to your
you rather
question
have
is no.
you rather have LeBron be the GM or have an actual GM? Now I understand his first part of his career he probably didn't have a GM, but at what point did he turn into a GM? Do you rather have LeBron be a GM?
Well, if LeBron is your GM, it came with championships. So wherever he's going, he won a championship.
He's won one, yeah.
Okay, so
Well, he won two in Miami, yeah.
Him being a GM wasn't too bad. Did he make some mistakes? Yeah, down the way, of course. But
okay, so is it fair to say?
Hold on right quick, Red. How many championships has Cleveland won since LeBron left? 0. How many championships did Miami Heat win since LeBron left? 0. So LeBron being GM,
but Miami's been to 2 championships
and lost
actually
both
won.
of them, right? But they
Correct. But
All
with
right,
that, with that squad, they probably shouldn't have been to none of them. But they made it.
But I'm sure you never made that argument for some of LeBron's losses that they should have never been in.
No. I actually, be honest with you, the one that Red has brought up, I thought LeBron should have been the second player to ever win an MVP on a losing team. I thought that you know what I mean. That one he lost to 2015. You know what I mean?
The only loss that was really bad on LeBron's record, from my perspective,
San Antonio
lost to Dirk Nowitzki and the Dallas Mavericks. But the main point that I just want to kind of highlight is I think the stacking thing is a bit overrated. When we, at the end of the day, nobody can say, I think, in my opinion, that Jordan hadn't always had the best teams. He never played without a full deck. The one game, now LeBron gets criticized for not winning series without key players, right? Because one series he got his head busted, and he didn't have Kyrie Irving nor Kevin Love when he first got there. Right, and lost to Golden State when Steph beat him the first time. He didn't have Kyrie Irving nor Kevin Love.
And that's the one he should have won the MVP.
Right. And he still took his team to the championship. But Michael Jordan had one game to win against the Detroit Pistons in the Eastern Conference Finals the year before they wound up winning. When Scottie Pippen had that migraine, he didn't get him over the hump.
We seem to be skipping over the most important part. Kevin Durant is the most talented coward in NBA history. Call it what it is. He is. He's the most talented coward in NBA history.
Why you start coach on this, man? You don't got coach started now.
I'm the one that got to start. I got to start it. Now I will say this, and then I put my Men in Black that you said I got red. I'll pull it out real quick. Jordan's first 3 championships, none of those teams were better than what he was going. None of those teams were better than what he was going with. Now maybe the Lakers on paper were better, but they were old. But them next 2, he should have lost. They should have lost them 2. They didn't have a front court to handle Seattle. They didn't have a front court. You know what I mean? So Portland.
Those are team. That's the team when he had Ron Harper, Dennis Rodman, Tony.
Who was the center? Who was it? No, the first 3. The center?
You want to remain on this show? No, I'm just playing.
No. You telling me as center with.
Hold on. Do you remember who
the first 3? The first 3. Chicago's first 3 lineups. Tell me who their front court was. Their center, their power forward. Granted, you had Pippen, but
so remember their team was made up the same way for the first 3-peat and the second 3-peat. Let's break it down. Nothing was different. Okay, the mainstays were Jordan and Pippen.
Mm-hmm.
What did they always do? They surrounded Jordan and Pippen with a point guard that could shoot. John Paxson, first 3. Steve Kerr, second 3. Then they always surrounded them with a rebounder. Horace Grant, first 3. Dennis Rodman, second 3. Then they always had a serviceable center who could play defense and shoot a mid-range jump shot. Bill Cartwright the first three, Luke Longley the second three. They were always orchestrated the same exact way. And if you look at the championships that the Bulls won in the first three, they beat an old Magic Johnson who got hurt and James Worthy for the first championship.
Come on now. Oh, Rev.
Yeah.
Second championship, they beat a Portland Trailblazer team that their best player was Clyde Drexler.
Yeah,
Should not been able to beat Portland, but go ahead.
Terry Porter, Jerome Kersey, Buck Williams, Kevin Williams, all solid players. But how many of those guys I just named in the Hall of Fame?
One.
How many guys you?
One.
So
who would you want? Who would you want at that time? Horace Grant, or Buck Williams?
Ooh, at that time, you gonna cut me off. I might take Buck Williams at that time. At that time, I'm taking.
When he played for the Nets, yes. But we're not gonna sit up here and act like that was premier Buck Williams when Horace Grant was in his prime.
So Kersey wasn't in his prime.
And that's
Kersey wasn't in his prime.
That's part of the reason why the Bulls were successful when Horace Grant and Scottie Pippen came into themselves.
So we gonna shade Kersey. We gonna shade Duncan.
They were solid players, but let's not act like they were great players.
In comparison to the Bulls front court, you going with the Bulls front court?
Remember the front court for the Bulls. If we're honest, what was Scottie Pippen called? A point forward. So he was really the point guard. If we're honest, Michael Jordan was the two guard. You gonna tell me what Portland had was better than Pippen and Jordan?
No,
absolutely not.
Not player. No. But as a whole, yes. As a whole, yes.
You realize they constructed the team a certain way. They played the triangle offense, and they always had a point guard who was not a facilitator but a shooter. That's why I want to go back to say this is why, and this is not the discussion, but this is why I firmly believe LeBron is the greatest player of all time, because as Red stated earlier, LeBron can be put on any team and the team can still be successful and be a championship contender. Michael Jordan had to have the right construction of a team in order for the team to win a championship. When he came back after he retired the first time, there was no Horace Grant. They lost. Guess what they said they need? We got to get us a rebounder. And they got the best rebounder in the game. Without Dennis Rodman coming to that team, the Bulls don't win anything.
How was he available? They just gave Rodman.
Because San Antonio got tired of his antics.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot.
So that's why I'm saying you could not. Nobody can tell me you could put Michael Jordan on any team and that team is competing for a championship. They're not. We saw what that looked like when Michael Jordan didn't have as much help. He scored a lot of points, took a lot of first-round L's. We've seen LeBron be the star player. We've seen LeBron be the second, third best player. We've seen him be a role player last year in LA, and he thrives in every position that you put him in. And we're still talking about a man who's 41 years old is helping determine who the championship contenders are. Now, tell me we were still having this conversation when Michael Jordan was playing for the Wizards. We don't.
He didn't go there. Rev. He didn't go there. We know we got the. I got it. He didn't go there. That don't count. It's only his Bulls.
Hey, Coach, do me a favor. After take the DJ right quick. I gotta step away right quick. There was an urgent call that came in. I got to take. I'll be right back. Ace, I know you're getting relieved, man. I know you're getting relieved.
No. Answer that question.
I'll be ready for your question. I'll be right back.
Man, I mean, we're going to go past that. We're going to get to the Rev Night Nation comments because bottom line, Kevin Durant is still a coward. Talented coward, but a coward. Moving on. All right.
I'm so glad I'm just sitting back chilling on this time.
All right. The VP said he got offers in Deptford, New Jersey that puts him right across the bridge to attend some games this year.
We know you
And
going,
he,
VP.
He saw something this morning. What's his name? The president
How Coach, how long can he hold? Can he hold up? My question with this lineup is, who's the center, right? I mean, obviously Embiid's there, but how many games he's going to play? So without Embiid,
He's gonna play more games than he played in a while. Now that
I guess my only question with this team is, how long are they going to be able to play together the whole year, right? And is this more of importance for just the playoff run than the regular season run? Depending on how you ask that question and where do you wind up, right? How hard does this championship run get? If you go all in on regular season and get a higher playoff ranking, you know what I mean? It makes it somewhat easier in the playoffs. Or if you kind of rest some of these older players and instead of being a 2 seed or a 3 seed, you wind up being a 5 seed. I don't think they'll wind up anything less than 5. You wind up being a 5 seed. That makes it a little bit harder to move forward. And how much will he have in the tank at critical parts of the season, i.e. the playoffs? That's my question about this lineup.
Well, I think they got a good enough team even before he got there to where they were going to be a contender anyway. So adding him, I mean, he's going to have games that he take off. So, but I think this team is so good, Asa, that even when they're not 100%, the way they set up now, I think they definitely a 50-win team. They'll probably just glide through the regular season as long as everybody healthy. Most of these teams, they'll be able to win when they don't even play their best anyway. Because I think Philly probably the team to beat in the East. So,
Asa, you real inquisitive today. A lot of questions.
I think they'll be right. I think they'll be right there in the end, playing for the East. How it's gonna play out in the playoffs, we'll see. I'm not guaranteeing no championship. What I will guarantee is they're a championship contender. They'll be there contending. Now they gonna make it there. We'll see. Like I say, I don't trust LeBron in the clutch no more than any other person do. But he ain't over there by himself. He got Jaylen Brown, he got Maxey, you got VJ Edgecombe, and you even got a Hobble Embiid when he want to play. He'll play. He ain't gonna play all the time. He'll play when he wants to play. So
I lost.
They got the Lord.
You called me inquisitive, but I forgot the second half. What I lost my headphones went out for a second.
That's how you said you very inquisitive today.
Hey, we supposed to be inquisitive. We supposed to answer these questions that people want to know. I honestly want to know. I will say this. I will say this, Coach. You know, it puts the bet that me and you got back in your favor. Because again, because again, the East got better literally overnight. And so I was just me and Coach just talking about who was going to make a NBA Finals first, the Timberwolves or the Hawks. And you know I'm the Hawks or whatever. And so
the Hawks, because Ant-Man gonna be leaving Minnesota soon. Now they failed to get LeBron.
So you on my side, right? You on my side. You came to my side immediately.
Look, I don't even believe LaMelo Ball and Ant-Man gonna be this great duo. Because to me, they both the same type of player. They both need the ball. They both athletic. They both like to do all these acrobatic plays. But them playing together, we'll see how it work out one year. But I'm telling you, Ant-Man is gonna be asking out of Minnesota soon.
I was playing a long game. I was like, I've been to what, three out of the last 4 Western Conference Finals, or 2 out of the last 4, whatever. And they seem to be regressing. Yeah, and now they're getting rid of players. So anyway, me and Coach had a little heart to heart.
If y'all
And so-
think Anthony Edwards gonna make his money where he got his fake honeys, y'all crazy. He not coming to Atlanta.
I'm not worried about him coming to Atlanta. I'm just telling you, Atlanta is set up to be in a better position, short term and long term, than Minnesota is. But at my time of making that bet, as far as Atlanta making a real run for the NBA Finals, was before the East decided to go all haywire on collecting Infinity Stones like Thanos. So LeBron's back to the East. Obviously, Philadelphia got Jaylen Brown. Boston will be getting Tatum back fully healthy. The Knicks won a championship. I thought LeBron would have wound up in Cleveland, but I still think Cleveland is pretty formidable during the regular season anyway, with Harden and and Spider.
Break it down with LeBron, his choice. It's a word with every team he didn't choose. Cleveland, James Harden. Why? The Warriors, Draymond Green. Why? Miami. I don't know what I think about Miami. I thought
Miami they didn't have a team ready. So Miami's even with him, you got probably 3 years for Miami might be ready for a real run. But I think that's a waste of time, a waste of Greek Freak's time as well in Miami. Like, they got to win now too. He got about 2 years left. So I don't know why he didn't go to Miami. I would say he didn't go to Miami because they didn't have any shooters. Like,
Coach,
literally.
And who else was in the bidding? That was it. Oh, Minnesota. Minnesota ain't got enough to get LeBron, so no, that was out. So
I still think Cleveland should have been the move. Now, to your question, Red, everybody's chasing rings. So I think the whole ring chasing thing is kind of overrated because everybody's chasing rings, right? If you don't go to play, you don't go anywhere to play just to play per se. You go because you got the hope of winning the championship, right?
Yeah,
So
that was a good point. So yeah,
I don't get caught into the ring chasing thing. I guess I get caught into
they use that chasing rings when they say he joining a team that's gonna be easier to win than maybe joining a team where he probably
that's because they compared him to the wrong player out the gate, and it's not his fault. But they compared him to the wrong player. They should have compared him to more Magic than to Jordan. I think if they compared him,
that's what I said. He's not comparable to Jordan and Kobe to me. They two different type players. Jordan and Kobe.
If they compared him to Magic, he obviously would have outdone Magic, right? And then you outdid Magic with another great player. No, listen, I'm saying this. When that argument goes, okay, he was compared to Magic. He superseded everything that was compared him to Magic. And now you can make the argument of him to Jordan as far as what he's done and what Jordan hasn't done. But they came out the box and immediately was like, he's better than Jordan or will be better than Jordan. Well, in order to be better than Jordan, everything that's Rev has said or whatever, I get it. I'm not knocking that. But at the end of the day, you still got this goose egg on one side of the dash that he's being compared to. And then that's when you start having the arguments about the ring chasing. Because at some point, he is really trying to get to 6. Well, he could be 6 and whatever it be if he gets there, right? But the number he's trying to get to is 6. And I think that's the holdup and everything for LeBron.
All right. Okay. Winston said Bron made the best move himself to win at 42 and a billionaire. Winning is the only thing left to play for. BJ Edgecombe better make the most of his time to pick LeBron's brain. All right. The president said NBA goals: get drafted, get paid, get rings, in that order.
Yeah. Well.
Okay. Armontes said, here's the thing. LeBron got frustrated with the front office and he became his own GM. He went somewhere he wanted to win because the front office didn't do their job there. One thing I can say about that Bulls team and Jerry Reinsdorf, or Resendorf, as he said, they put talent around Michael Jordan early in his career. All right. And then he said, talking to you, Ace, he said it's different because Kevin Durant went to a team he was 3-0 up on that we talked about earlier. Came back to beat him. Kevin Durant is a soft coward. And he's a talented coward. Don't be calling no soft coward. He's a talented coward. Armand also said you don't go to a team that just beat you. He bowed down to Golden State Warriors. He's, again, a great coward, but he's a great player. All right. The president said Kevin Durant was offered a 6-pack of hairbrushes and Fabulaxer to play for Golden State. Not the Fabulaxer. I ain't heard that in a while. The VP said LeBron learned from KG. He saw that the land loyalty had run its course many moons later. He gave the Lakers all that he could. He delivered once, but had underachieving players in tow. He has an opportunity now to be a championship example to a young and budding 76ers team. Young and budding, you trying to act like it's one of those old show, 90210 or something, young and budding, where he doesn't have to be Batman. He has a Lucius Fox role, and not Lucius Fox. The
Batman, right?
LBJ is always looking at capturing at least 5, possibly 6. Great strategic move. Well, he's looking strategic. And here we go again. Winston say, ain't no way Ace brought up KD. KD and Steph were in their primes, and Steph was coming off the only unanimous MVP season with the winningest season of all time. Stop it. And then they came back. Kevin Durant was out the 50-gallon drum of Dax Wade pomade. Okay. And the president says, say his name correctly. The great Boobie.
Boobie.
He said, you cannot argue with the booster. Boobie Gibson was one of the greatest all-around players in NBA history. So don't mess his name up and talk. Armand said, don't make me call in. He said, don't make him call in. He said, take your time, Pastor. Armand finna put something in the collection plate. Oh, shucks.
He was hearing that good gospel.
He said, wrong, Asa. KD's 2 mistakes. Hanging on to those buckshots with no hairbrush and then not shaving his head completely to increase his aerodynamics. You know what? See,
Armand, if you so free, why don't you get up on the show and do your job? You know, like you've been telling us you ain't been available to. Come on the show.
Oh, dang. Hey, I would.
I got a new job. I can't be on the show. Well, you got more comments than everybody today. You might as well come on and celebrate LeBron.
Red asking for a 5th member. I bow down to let him money on. I don't even know who money is. I bow down.
You good, Ace.
Go ahead, Coach.
The VP said LBJ hadn't had a team that could compete with any of those Bulls teams. They lose their series in 5 or 6 every time. Okay. Armand said, yes,
There's
thank you.
one above it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm skipping Armand's comments. He said, yes, they drafted him, which is another point. The Bulls front office was competent. He said competent. And said, yes, thank you, Rev. He always had a great GM. And then he stumped for Rev and said, after that sermon, let's pass the collection plate around. All right. The VP said Jared Krause signed Kukoc from overseas, signed Rodman. Krause was the go-to GM, probably a despicable person, shrewd in nature, but a heck of a GM that yielded 6 chips in 8 years. Brilliantly done. That last Bulls team smokes any of LBJ's team 10 times out of 10. Even Dr. Strange can't find 1 in 14 million chance of LeBron winning. And Armand fired back again. He said, LeBron ain't never had the best coach. We're going with the tremendous double negatives. Ain't never had the best coach.
English coach coming out.
With the English lesson. Coach with the English lesson.
Hey, let me scroll back a little bit. I went down too far because Armonte
Now
is
you
on
there?
a roll.
You good, Coach? You good?
He's on a roll. He said, to me, Kyrie was his best teammate. Oh, Karen. Facts. LeBron was the coach on his teams. That's true. I mean, who doesn't know that? Just like Kevin Durant's a coward. Moving on. All right. Let's see. Armonte said LeBron had become the GM by default. Mama Harris said even Red recognizes LeBron's team deficiencies. Now that's major.
Now look, to be an effective LeBron hater, you have to be honest. You can't start making stuff up and lie, otherwise ain't nobody gonna have no respect for you.
Okay.
Well, that's right. I mean,
yeah, the VP said what I think most folks fear is LBJ going 6 for 6 in finals once he hangs up the laces. This is their greatest fear, no doubt.
He got to get the 6. He got to get the 6.
Yeah, that's true. And Armonte said they still won 2 games. And here go the president. I knew he was coming. Scotty had a migraine because his cornrows were tight.
Man, stop it. They didn't have cornrows back then.
Bill Cartwright was the center for the first 3-peat. And he said also that Ron Harper was a dog. Hey, dog. So Ron, I was and then that lineup was MJ, Paxson, Grant, Pippen, and Cartwright. And he said Grant and Paxton were dogs. So Michael Jordan had a bunch of K9s on his team. Mama Harris firing back again. Preach, Rev. That's right, Mama Harris. You talk for your son. Preach, Rev. Winston said Horace Grant is 18th all time in offensive rebound. Bulls turned around and upgraded with the 9th best all time offensive rebound with Rodman. Jordan has never won without a stacked team.
Yes, sir.
Armonte is donating to the cause. Let me write a check to put in the collection plate.
Jerome Kersey don't disagree with me, VP. Jerome Kersey don't disagree with me. Hey, that Portland team should have beat Chicago.
He said that they were backed up. The president said they were backed up by the wonderful duo of Will Perdue and the late Stacey King.
Rest his soul, Stacey King. I'm just trying to say them front court players for the Bulls just did not add up on paper either. But
Scotty had dual roles.
I digress.
Front court, back court, very uniquely organized by Phil Jackson. And Armonte said that don't make sense. They were both better overall.
Talking about Scotty and MJ.
Yep. The GOAT rebounder made the difference in the second 3-peat. What's her name wasn't playing? Angel Reese wasn't playing. Oh, my bad. I'm going to Angel Reese.
Hey, leave my AR alone. I don't mean the gun.
All right. Wait a minute. Armonte say pass that collection plate for the 3rd time. Armonte, you're trying to raise some money for something. I'm trying to get the angle. Oh, I know what it is now. He's trying to get Rev season tickets. I see what's going on now. He putting the season tickets. See the Passtown Deacon board, the VP said, is voting on whether to approve Rev's request for 6th season. The Reverend Doctor is a decided vote. And Mama Harris is coming with the intel. There have been reports in Philadelphia that Embiid has taken steps towards strengthening his body. We shall see. I guess he eat more plantains and jerk chicken. I guess I don't know. Maybe that's what
he been doing that. He been doing that since the process started.
Embiid is highly motivated this season. Yeah.
Yeah, he motivated. All right. And Mama Harris smiles for Armonte. And Armonte said, a guarantee. I guarantee a championship if we win. I'm taking the whole set to Longhorns on me. Go Philly, go. Go.
He said
Oh, well,
book it.
okay.
He said book it.
Maybe.
Book it.
Okay.
Yes, sir. All right, go Philly,
Hey.
go.
I appreciate that, Armani.
The LeBron wants to play.
I give my order right now.
As Stephen A. thinks.
For sure.
Yeah, LeBron,
For
I
sure.
think he's going to play 25 years.
For sure. That's why he's
This year and next year.
I mean, he got to. Yeah, there's 20. I mean, that's 2 years or whatever. That it's going to take 2 years to put this team. I might say put the team together, but to kind of, if he doesn't, to feel this team out, right? They may not get it in 1 year, but they'll definitely get it in by year 2 if that's the plan.
When Thorne said stop it, rings of the team accomplishment. Pippen had the same 6 rings as Jordan. If the 0 is so important, then Hondo is the GOAT because he's 8-0 as the leader of his team. Now he's going back to the old Sixers team. Celtics team with Hondo Havlicek. Oh, shucks.
I mean, I thought he was talking about Ori for a second. Ori got a whole bunch of rings too.
You'll never put Ori in anything.
My point exactly.
And Maury throws said, good morning, everyone. And
What's up,
Red Armaggio said you miss him. He said miss him. He was off today. Uh-oh. I don't know where that's going, but
So he said that I missed him when he was off today. Well, if you're off today, get on the show and do your job then. If you're off today.
I knew that was coming. Wait a minute. I done scrolled. I done messed up and scrolled.
I got you.
I'm surprised you didn't join us all morning. If you're off today to talk about this subject, I would have thought you would have been Dave. I'm surprised on Monday they logged in at 10 o'clock. Ready to talk about LeBron.
3 Dirty said this is a very interesting topic at Winston Thornton. This didn't help Bron IMO. Winston
What's
said,
up, Dirty?
Not. It's a clear view of context over opinions. The Prime Minister said, I'm enjoying this online debate between Armani Newsom and the VP. Might be time to bring back the Who Wants to Smoke segment. VP said, not a debate. We're both in agreement, Prime Minister. The president said, Horry has 7 rings with 3 different teams, but he's the only player to have multiples with 3 different teams. Now, let me just get back in here. Here's the issue that I have with the rings discussion. All right. Let's say if LeBron ties Michael Jordan, he would not have tied him as the guy. Wow. He would have just tied him with the same amount of rings. So how would that make him now all of a sudden the GOAT for some, where he ties them and he's not even probably going to be the main guy?
So Rev, let me.
Wow,
I was saying earlier when you step off, it's how LeBron to me was brought into the league. Granted, the league is here to make business. They're gonna put what they gotta do. So they made LeBron the centerpiece because they missed Jordan, right? So the narrative was always LeBron. In my opinion, the narrative was LeBron is the next Jordan, which basketball wise, LeBron to be should have been compared to being the next Magic, not the next Jordan. But since that was the case that was put before LeBron, everything he has done is to get to this number 6. Granted, we know he's not going to be 6-0, but he has to get to 6 for this narrative to make sense for a lot of people. I thought if they compared him to Magic, who is everybody's undeniable best point guard in the world, then you could say LeBron's accomplishments have outdone what Magic did. And now I can have a foundation to have an argument to why LeBron is better than Jordan. I'm just going from just how he was introduced, in my opinion. And so since they brought him in to take over, and also in doing that, you then force people to skip over Kobe. Because I'm like, well, what happened to Kobe when LeBron came in? We kind of, you see what I'm saying? Like,
Well, I see what you're saying, but really Kobe has no business entering the conversation in the very beginning. So this is why. We're talking about alpha players. Kobe was, regardless of how you want to argue it, Kobe was robbing the first 3 championships. We would not be putting LeBron on a pedestal if D Wade was the MVP of those championships. We wouldn't be putting Michael Jordan on the pedestal if Scottie Pippen was the MVP of those championships. We know Shaq needed Kobe, Kobe needed Shaq, right? The bottom line. But Shaq was Batman at the end of the day, at that time. And then what hurts Kobe's conversation is that when he didn't have Shaq and before he got Powell, he didn't do much but get bounced out in his prime. In his prime. He got bounced multiple times, not by like these teams that had this gauntlet, got beat by Steve Nash and Amari Stoudemire. Nobody ever accused those Suns team of being some of the greatest teams ever. And one of the things that we have to celebrate about LeBron, out of those 3 that we're talking about, LeBron is the only one that has uplifted teams that were inferior to do great things. He's the only one.
Love lifted me.
Like when he beat the Pistons with that sorry team in the Cavs. The Pistons had won a championship 2 years prior. Nobody gave the Cavs a chance. But he beat them. You know, he took a Cavs team the year after Kyrie left to the NBA Finals. That shouldn't have gone to the NBA Finals. So LeBron is the only person in that conversation that's had the history of taking little, using a church reference, and making it much. Like the thing I can't understand about these Jordan fanatics is like, remember when Jordan was playing, there was a such thing called illegal defense. So pretty much everybody had to play their man straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan always had a size advantage at the 2 guard. These are the list of 2 guards that he was mostly paired up against. If we start talking about championships. Byron Scott, Clyde Drexler, which is probably the best 2 guard he went against. Then that 3rd championship against the Suns, Dan Marley.
Down there, Dan.
Okay. Then let's go to the second 3-peat.
Who got worked like a mug.
So the second 3-peat, he's killing Hershey Hawkins.
Oh.
And Gary Payton, who had 3 inches, he's 3 inches shorter than Jordan had to guard him. Then you go to the times they beat the Utah Jazz. Guess who's guarding him? Jeff Hornacek or Brian Russell? Help me understand how impressive that is.
I ain't fussed with the 3rd 3-peat. I mean, the second 3-peat. My issue is how they win the first 3-peat. Other than LA being old, what they got there off. Yeah, LA being old off a 10-year run or whatever. But I don't think they were better. I don't think they were better than Portland and Phoenix. But we can argue about that forever. But there's no problem.
Jordan and Pippen alone were too much for the Portland Trailblazers. Let's think about it. Jordan is here. Clyde Drexler is here. I've never heard anybody say Clyde Drexler in the top 25. Never. And he was their best player. Yep. I've never heard anybody say Clyde Drexler was better than Scottie Pippen. So if you use, okay, all right, you can be one of the few. That's cool. There are always people who need some sharpening of their opinion. That's cool. That's cool. So just from that alone, the Bulls had by far the top player and arguably the second best player. Before we get to one of Portland's best players. Think on that now. I think we want to kind of
I'm looking at it from a
to
team.
make the Bulls run so great. It wasn't, at the end of the day, it wasn't that great when your team is stacked. And that team was stacked for that period of time. There was nobody, name a threesome at that time was better than Pippen, Jordan, and Horace Grant from the first three. You gonna say Kevin Johnson, Barkley, and Marley? Are you gonna say Drexler? Which one? Since that Portland team was so great, what other two you gonna put in that trio?
You know what? God rest my soul for the Portland guys, because most of them are past now. But I probably would go with Clyde. What was their two guard? I see his face.
The point guard was Terry Porter.
Oh, I see their point guard.
Terry
Porter and my man out of Connecticut,
Cliff Robinson.
Who was there? Cliff Robinson.
So the thing that you just proved my point. The thing that Portland had was depth. They had depth. They didn't have great talent.
I'm saying as a team.
Yeah, they had depth. I give you that. They had depth. No doubt about it. But they did not have better individual talent. The Bulls' individual talent killed the Trailblazers any day and every day. And then we know
it was killing my house.
I might have coaches. I might have coaches working. My internet got slow real quick. So, but I get your point.
Exactly. I mean,
partner,
I could go on this train all day long. Cause me and Red used to argue these points about LeBron and Kobe when we first started the show.
Red, read what Armani said.
Lord.
Right here, he said here is what hurt Kobe for me. He copied
it. Yeah. He was
he's just a replica of MJ. Where is the creativity in that?
Yeah.
I'm sorry he hurt you, Armani.
All right, Jordan was 6'6". Vernon Mad Maxwell said himself he wasn't but 6'2". He couldn't do anything with MJ. That's facts.
Man,
right?
The goofball.
Oh no. Kyle Shanahan was just broken up in a car accident. Prayer for healing. Wow.
Broken up.
The coach Kyle Shanahan?
It was an accident. Let me look that up.
Prayers for being an accident here in Atlanta.
Hold up.
Oh man, broke his nose, 3 ribs. Dang.
Wow.
Bags.
Dang.
Wow. Well, we'll be definitely praying for Kyle. Hopefully he'll get back.
They needed over 40 stitches on his face.
Wow.
Ooh. Good Lord.
Yeah. Prayers going up to Kyle Shanahan. Thanks, Winston, for sharing that. Thanks for sharing that. Depth don't beat talent if the depth don't match the talent. I agree with that. All right, man. We've exhausted this LeBron. Last thing, we didn't get to the point. Would you say that the Sixers are championship contenders or pretenders? 30 seconds. Say contenders or pretenders, and then give us why. Coach, I'll go with you first.
It's for real. I mean, I'm sorry. They contenders because, somebody made the comment, well, ain't enough balls to pass around on that team. I said, but you can't knock 4 players averaging last year 20 points a game at least, with Edgecombe having the potential. Plus, they got Wade on the bench, who's a 6'8" guy, 6'7". Anthony Simons, another good player off the bench, who could be the 6th man of the year if played right. I think they're going to be contenders big time because they're going to learn how to work together. LeBron don't want to be the main man. He want to contribute to winning a championship. I say contenders.
Asa, contenders or pretenders?
Contenders. As long as they can avoid the injury bug, or I was not even injury bug. I was looking to see who the backup center would be, other than LeBron being the backup center for
Well,
Joel
they have a
Embiid.
Demp Bona, and then they got the cat that was in New York, number 55, who came in.
Oh yeah, that's right. They brought over. Okay, well then they'll be okay then. Because I don't think Embiid to be there more than 55 games in total.
He'll be ready when the playoffs start.
And so
Contender,
unless you
pretender,
put
Red.
them in a bubble wrap and hold them out until after All-Star break.
Contenders or pretenders, Red?
Man, championship contenders. They were championship contenders before LeBron got there. Now you add one of the greatest players in NBA history. You think they're going to decrease their championship opportunities? No, just increase them. They are the team to beat in the East to me. And as I put on my page yesterday, this is going to be my toughest hating job ever to keep this 16 team from winning it all, man. But yeah, they are championship contenders, man. Absolutely. That's why if they weren't championship contenders, it wouldn't be no fun paying on them this year. They are definitely championship contenders.
What's the fallout, Rev? What's the fallout if they don't make it?
I think it depends on how they don't make it. If they don't make it,
how far did they get? What were the reasons?
And it's about the injuries and stuff like that. If they underachieve with everybody there, or even I would say 4 out of the 5 projected starters, it would be a huge disappointment. I mean, it could be great for LeBron. I don't necessarily know it could be really a downfall. If he even takes them past the second round, that's better than where they've been. So of course, people are thinking championship. But, I think we got to be careful. This is why even if LeBron wins championship and then repeat, I don't necessarily think it goes to his GOAT, because I don't think they win the championship because he's the lead guy.
Yep, that's fair.
That's why, if either he's the GOAT now, he's not. That, him getting 6 rings shouldn't matter, because he's not going to get them as the MVP, most likely.
Good point,
The VP said the 76ers just put the Knicks on notice, short-lived fame for the Knickerbockers. And
that was going to happen either way.
Sister Harris said, Red, as I said yesterday, don't hate, celebrate.
I was celebrate being the biggest LeBron hater again. Red is back, y'all. I am back to destroy LeBron's team.
Red is in his happy place that he couldn't really be in for 8 years. He had moments where he was a big hater, but now he could be in full-fledged hate mode. All right, real quickly, we're gonna be real short on this. WNBA All-Star festivities. Where are the festivities taking place?
Chicago.
All right. We talked about
Chicago.
We talked about it long enough. Let's move on. No, I'm just playing.
Hey,
so
goes ladies first, huh? So goes ladies first. No problem.
I mean, it's hard. So the WNBA hurt themselves. Like we talk about the dunk contest, right? And how the big names don't participate. This could have gotten much more publicity if Caitlin Clark and Anisco, or whatever her last name is, that plays for Liberty, if they're in. I'm not as impressed for one without the pressure of a Caitlin Clark, without the pressure of a Anisco. And like with the WNBA, they need those persons participate. That's the bottom line I'm saying.
Yeah. And I didn't even know they do it. Like I said, once again, they do a poor job of marketing. I didn't even know the All-Star festivities were coming up. Now, you could probably blame LeBron, but for his announcement just took over the sports world yesterday. So even if they had been trying to market them yesterday, we probably wouldn't have heard. But still, we had no idea that the All-Star game was on the horizon, or that the festivities.
Oh my God! If you watch a team, if you watch the league, you would have. You don't watch the league.
So partly that, coach, but I also will give Red a little. This every 4 years you lose. Somebody's going to lose when you got the World Cup, when you got the Olympics. Somebody's going to lose. Somebody's going to lose eyesight. Some sport is not. So World Cup's been around. I just say this for what we do. I haven't paid attention to NASCAR in a month and a half now. I need to go back and catch up because I was focused on World Cup. You know what I mean? So if you're a big tennis star, a couple of tennis matches that have gone by and people haven't talked about it, or golf or whatever it is. So every 4 years, you're going to lose eyesight on somebody because of either the World Cup or the Olympics, things of that nature. So a little.
You saying that?
What you mean, Coach?
I mean, you're not well versed in the overall sports environment.
Can't everybody watch?
Center won Wimbledon. I know that Scheffler didn't win the British Open because he lost and he didn't come up and didn't win. I know all you talking about.
I know, but people like me. People like me and you will stay in tune, but the average person who watches whatever, they only going to be on one thing. They're not going to be fixated on, you know what I mean? Whatever's in their face is what they're going to pay attention to.
That's a fair point. Because if you're not a sports enthusiast, you don't even realize those things took place because the coverage has been minimal.
Mm-hmm.
Like the coverage that we normally hear about from Wimbledon. Nobody heard much about it because it was competing against the World Cup, to Ace's point, and then free agents. Like LeBron took 3 weeks of the news cycle.
Took all the air out the room.
I mean, literally. Even LeBron's watch took away from a lot of the football talk that would normally go on.
Well, the NBA did a good job this year, kind of taking the air out of the room, because not only LeBron, you had Miami getting Giannis. So there's been a lot of movement in the NBA this year.
John Morant being traded.
Yeah, took the air out the room. So
so the NBA had like a NFL type moment this summer where they are taking the news cycle well beyond the end of their season. And then it helped that you had a good NBA Finals. Whenever the Knicks are on top, that's NBA gold right there.
Yeah.
Because the publicity gets a whole nother level. And then it's not a bad thing when you got one of your top players, arguably the top players, an international phenomenon in women. Yeah. So the NBA is just taking over headlines. And I think the WNBA, they're just an afterthought. Like they made progress. Don't get me wrong. But I don't know anybody who's excited about the WNBA All-Star festivities. I will say what VP said, which Chicago, the practices are being held at the Obama Center. Very All-Star. That's dope. Yeah. But nobody's really caring about it. Armani said, I'd rather go to the circus than to watch that.
Hey, dog, right?
BB says Sabrina and Caitlin not participating as akin to Kobe and LBJ, not participating in the dunk contest. The W fumbled the bag on that one.
When have they ever
President said, Kobe? WNBA, we nearly barely acknowledge. President said, long live NASCAR, and VB said, Asa is speaking for folks in general, Coach.
I know who he's speaking for, VP. You ain't let me have my joke. I know who he's speaking for. Snappy nine. You go back.
Let's go. We're well beyond halftime. So we're going to take an abbreviated halftime. We'll be right back on the Red and Rev Sports Show featuring Coach and having our special guest, Asa Brown, joining us today. We'll be right back. Tweet. And we're back for the second half of the Red and Rev Sports Show.
Rev,
Yes, sir.
ain't it funny how when you say something is abbreviated, it's shortened, but abbreviated is such a big word?
Ah, boy, that's funny. That's a good one, Coach.
I've been digging.
Yeah. Yes, Spud did win the 3-point. She did win the 3-point.
Ain't no Aziz.
All right, let's jump into Red. You ready for this Braves report?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Let's get you going. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
It's game time. It's GT.
Well. What's up, everybody? Back for another Braves report. Well, what can I say? It wasn't pretty this week. It wasn't nice, it wasn't clean, but I'll take it. I mean, Braves won 5 of their last 6 games since the All-Star break. They went 4-1 this week. So good job, Braves. I just wish the games wasn't edge of your seat nail biters. And Lord have mercy, every game this week was a one run victory. So yeah, Braves, you've been winning, but boy, you have had us on the edge of your seat. Some of these games you almost should have blown, but thankfully you didn't. Thankfully you got that last out. Thankfully you maintained your lead in the NL East, and guess what? Your lead has increased because I told you guys. I do not believe in that Phillies team. They got on a little run when they made the little manager change. But look, most of their getting close to us had to do with us having that June swoon and that inconsistent beginning of July. And since, like I said, if the Braves got a little hot, if they got on a little winning streak, we could possibly bury the Phillies. And what happened? Braves won 3 in a row, 5 or 6 this week, and the Phillies lost 3 in a row. And what happened now? Phillies went from being 2, maybe 1.5 games to us, and now they back to 5.5 games back. Hopefully 6 or 7 at the end of this weekend. And the Marlins, oh Lord, the Marlins, who everybody thought was back in the race. Well, so much a couple of weeks, mate. They were rolls up, and now they don't lost 10 straight. Back to being 8 or 9 games behind the Braves. I ain't even worried about the Marlins no more. Not worried about the Marlins, not worried about the Nationals, not worried about the Mets. And hopefully we ain't gonna be worried about the Phillies soon. We can get our guys back. We can get some of these pitchers healthy. The trade deadline is on the way. Hopefully we can improve this team and not have to look over our shoulder the rest of the season. Like I say, the bats are waking up again. Drake Baldwin is getting out of his mid-season slump. Matt Olson, Isaac Albers, even Austin Riley is starting to heat up again. So if all these things are happening, the Braves definitely will keep coasting. But like I said, you have got to get us another pitcher. You might need 1 or 2 pitchers. Tariq Skubal, what I'm hearing, if you can get Skubal for J.R. Richard and A.J. Schwarber, whatever his name is, dude that's coming back, man, I'll make that deal in a heartbeat. AJ and Richie for Skubal, I don't care if it's just a rental. I'm only concerned about winning the World Series this year. We'll worry about next year. But what do we need to do to complete this year, complete this run? If Tariq Skubal is the answer, then AA, you better go out there and get him. You better get up off your butt and go out there and get somebody, because Chris Sale needs somebody in his rotation to help him. He cannot get us over the finish line by himself. And I'm not depending on the Grant Holmeses, the Ronaldo Lopezes, the Bryce Elders of the world to help him. So you have got to make a move, Alex. And if you don't make some moves this trade deadline and sue us, ensure that we get over the hump, dude, your seat is gonna be on fire by me, because I'm gonna set it on fire. I'm gonna start the process to get you up out of here. So you got one job, and that's make my team better by this trade deadline to ensure that we go on another championship run, because we got the pieces, dog, but it's up to you to guarantee that we get over the hump by adding what we need and taking away what we don't. Tyler Kinley, I don't want to see him on the mound again. I don't want to see a lot of these bullpen guys on the mound again. Get rid of him and get rid of a lot of them. But like I say, the Braves are still in first place. Not going to get worked up because we're still in first place by 5.5 games. We still got some winnable series upcoming. So Braves, good week. Ron Acuna, I'm not sure what his status is right now. He was on his way, like Real said, he's supposed to come back yesterday, but then I heard he was limping off the field in his last spring minor league game. So I don't know where that's gonna set him back now. So we'll see. But quicker we can get Acuna back, the quicker the bats can stay even hotter. So like I say, Braves, good job this week, especially after the last few weeks you had. Good job. I'm proud of you. But can you make the wins a little bit easier and not be on the edge of our seat for every win we get?
All right. Anybody want to comment on what Red had to say?
I'm gonna give Rev some hope, and then I'm gonna give Red something to think about. And you brought it up, Rev, earlier. So you mentioned the two utility guys that we got out in the outfield playing right now, Mike Minsky and what's the other cat's name?
Eli White.
Eli White. That's which hole is bigger, the Acuna hole or the pitching hole? And so
I think
that's where I'm about to. Rev, you with me? I think really you might be surprised at the trade deadline that they go and get a bat and not a pitcher. I think for a couple of reasons. I think the Braves are cheap, right? So I think what going to be offered, what they're going to have to give up to get pitching is not what they're going to want to spend. So I think it'll be easier for them to go and get an outfielder, a bat that can also play outfield and relieve some of these everyday guys who aren't everyday guys. Just watching the games, and these games being 7-6, some of it is pitching, granted, but I think some of it too is defense. I've seen these last few games that they trying these guys in outfield, taking extra bases. They wasn't doing that with Acuna. You know what I mean? And so those little things. Or I watched what's his name was playing left field. He missed. He's missed a few. He's misread how balls come off the bat because he's not playing where he should be. You know what I mean? So I think the defense is hurting more with Acuna being out than the pitching. I think they can survive with mixing that bullpen up, shortening your starters to five innings, and then going to the bullpen. And if you got to go and get pitching, it's cheaper to get middle relief than it is to get a starting pitcher and then go after a bat. So I believe that they might be playing possum with telling everybody they need pitching, but they might wind up going and getting a bat and a utility player. That's just because right now when you see the lineup is where it is, back to where it was at the beginning of the season, minus Acuna, they score enough runs. They score enough. But Acuna not being at the top of the lineup and you having to play mosh podge with that sets this whole team back. I believe Acuna is more of a missing piece than his pitching. And that's kind of odd to say, right? Because pitching is usually more important, but I don't think so with this team.
Well, I'm gonna get in the car with you, but in a different way, right? I think they realize pitching is necessary. I think the reason why they might not get the pitching is that the pitching is not available. More so than they recognize they may not need it. They definitely need it. Right now, I can't say the Braves could be the favorite over the Dodgers, the Brewers, or the Phillies in a 4 out of 7 game series because those teams have much better pitching than the Braves. I think you're arguing that the Braves' key is basically defending and offense can win them a World Series. But the pitching is terrible at the end of the day. And I think the Braves are in a situation now where they have worn down their bullpen. Like Suarez got hurt because they've been asked to pitch too many innings because most of their pitchers can't get out the fifth or sixth inning. Like Holmes couldn't get out the fifth yesterday. Sale pitched 5 or 6 the other day. You know, like Lopez, like before Sale pitched 7 innings the other game, start before last, they hadn't had somebody go beyond 6 since May.
Right.
And that's wearing the bullpen out. And that's why you're seeing the Iglesias getting touched up now. Because they're using them too much. So they got to find some pitching. The problem is that the pitching probably won't be there. Like even to the person that Red suggested from the Detroit Tigers, he basically said he wants to finish with the Tigers because the Tigers are only 3.5 out of the wild card.
Yeah.
So instead of the Tigers being a seller, now they're going to look to be a buyer. And that's
same thing with Houston.
Into their most trouble because a lot of the teams that they thought they could pull from are actually still in the hunt. So that's why, to your point, Asa, they probably will wind up getting someone who can supply the outfield help that is far better than any pitcher they might be able to get because the market is just not there.
And Sonny Gray with the Red Sox, they back in it now, so he's out. Like I say, everybody who they were targeting, they teams don't start winning. So yeah,
we got 3 wild cards. This 7th place being a wild card, being the playoffs, and teams had a good month of June changes everything. They go from sellers to buyers overnight.
Yeah.
Houston is another team I thought would have been selling 2 months ago. And now they're like, shit, we got a chance to make some noise in the AL West. So, a lot of teams are if not doing either, they just staying put.
Let me show you. So the only teams that don't have a legitimate chance in the AL to get into the wild card are the A's, the Royals, and the Angels. In the National League, the Giants, the Mets, and the Rockies. Those are the 6 teams that teams are going to be basically trying to pull from.
Yep. Now the A's
and it was a whole lot more in the American League. There was a whole lot more American League teams in that selling bracket a month and a half ago.
Right? The Blue Jays. Blue Jays are 6.5 out. And then there are only 3 teams behind them, with the A's coming up next, 9 games out. So all the teams in the playoff hunt are going to be trying to get players from the 6 teams that are at the bottom of the league. And I don't know anybody who cues. I know the A's got some outfielders that people are going to be trying to get. I ain't heard much about KC's pitching. I'm not heard much about the Angels pitching. I'm not heard much about the Mets pitching, the Giants, or Colorado. So the Braves right now, and this is what Braves fans don't want to hear, they're going to have to rely on the guys coming back, which is not a strong place to be in. So you're looking at A.J. Shava, shuttling back. You're hoping Strider might get somebody to lay hands on his arm.
I'm done with Strider.
Now, Rev, we're going to give Rev some hope, though. So I said after the All-Star break, in the first 20 games, the Braves had to go 15-5. If they went 15-5, they pretty much would be set and locked for playoff runs and obviously having the East. And so obviously in their first 10, they're 7-3. And the way the schedule is set, they should wind up being able to go 15-5 to start this second half of the season. And then, as players come back, ride the momentum out for the rest of the season. But then to your point too, Rev, that is good for the regular season, but they don't line up, they don't sit well with anybody postseason. They don't sit well against the Brewers. They don't sit well against the Dodgers.
If you just had one more pitcher, you could fit on. But we just can't go and playing these top teams with just Sale.
In the playoffs, but I just know by history the Braves don't spend that bread. They don't spend it. They don't put their New York Yankees hat on. They don't put their Chicago hat on. They don't put their Dodgers hat on and go spend the bread now and say poo-hoo to the future. They don't do that. They don't spend that bread. So
you should have kept Max Fried. I don't know how you let Fried get away. I don't know how you let a lot of these guys, but definitely you should have kept. I mean, Fried is a pitcher. All right, you should have gave him $200 million. I would have got that.
bread.
He was on the mound when we won the World Series. How you don't pay him?
Well, I mean, it worked out. Fried is hurt in New York, but still, they just don't spend. They don't take those kind of chances. That's just how they've been as an upper organization forever.
I know. And to me, I don't like that because you're not going to be able to compete with the top teams if you keep being like that. And you're making money with the new stadium. You need to start spending some of the money you're making.
Well, I think the problem's going to be Schroeder's not helped. They went in on him. They signed him up to 2029, and he's hurt. Then what's not helping them is Schellenbach. He was on the trajectory. Shava on the trajectory. Waldrop on the trajectory. All them hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So now the Braves are in a jam. Yeah. And to X's point, they don't really do free agency like that, where they're showing somebody the money. So they're going to have to change their philosophy because their philosophy has been trying to get people from the farm system, but that's not worked. And maybe they just need to realize getting proven commodities are better where they see Sale. But the way they got Sale was banking on the fact that he was injured and he would just come back and be Chris Sale, which has worked out for him. But they're not paying Chris Sale top dollar. They just benefited because he had been hurt, and they took a chance on him. And I don't know if you want to build your pitcher staff off taking chances.
So even when the Braves had the best 4 to 6 pitchers for about 15 years, and they only needed to go get a bat, did they ever go get a bat?
Yeah, a few times. It just didn't work out.
You talking about in the past?
I'm just saying, when you look at their whole future.
In the past, this is during the old era. The biggest bat they ever got in season was Fred McGriff.
Crime dog.
I know you remember that Mark Teixeira trade that they tried.
Mark Teixeira to play for the Rangers.
They tried to up the ball.
They actually didn't get the big bat, but those bats became big when they came to Atlanta with Soler.
Nah, so that's
Peterson.
But that was playing with Soler, for example. They were playing the fringes, right? They didn't give because they rented Soler and let him go, but they were playing the fringes and it worked out. I'm talking about going and get somebody that will be here for the next 3 to 5 years or whatever. Crime Dog is one. I think they went old school. They went and got Grissom for a second. Not Grissom. Sheffield. But Sheffield said, hey, the reason why he left because they wouldn't pay him.
Yeah, so the Braves' philosophy is let's strike while the iron is hot while they're young. So let's pay them when we got them under control for 5 years where they're 100,000 is, we can make them millionaires and then not have to pay them top dollar. And that's what they did with Acuna. That's what they did with Albies. They did that with Michael Harris, Riley, Matt Olson.
But if you want to continue to win championships, though, that works in a vacuum. That works for getting to where you want to get to the starting line of winning a championship. But if you want to keep a championship, then you got to put a different hat on. I just don't think they'll do it.
I'll throw this out there.
I'm with you, man. I'm all about spending to win, but obviously the Braves' philosophy don't meet my philosophy. Yeah,
Well,
how they
I'm
don't win.
going to throw this one out there for you all as we get ready to shift gears. The Braves, in my opinion, are one team that's always they operate to a certain degree with foresight. And I would say that I'm thinking some of the non-moves that have not taken place might be because they see that there's going to be a strike coming up.
Yeah.
Because in my opinion, they should have re-upped by now Albies and signed them to an extension. Of course, they haven't even talked about an Acuna extension, and that's a tough extension to talk about right now.
I think the way they drafted with Acuna might be on the blocks. The way they drafted, people don't talk about the baseball draft, but the way they drafted, I assume they drafted a guy to replace Acuna this year. For how they were looking. Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think they realize they're going to get at it. They're going to come to a crossroads because what Acuna wants, he's probably not going to be worth with his injury history.
Correct.
He is not worth no 200 million. I'm sorry, he ain't worth no 200. Dude, you don't stay healthy enough to get 200 million. I told y'all 175 is the max I would go. 25 million a year till you age 35. Take it or leave it. If you leave it,
he's going to most likely leave it if he's able to get on a run. Because like right before he got hurt this last time, he was starting to be vintage Acuna.
Yeah, I get he's gonna be vintage Acuna, but your health, you gonna always to me be Acuna. But your health, how many games are you gonna play each season is the issue. And to the fact I can't trust your health like that, like right now, he was supposed to be back yesterday. He limped off the field in the last spring minor league game. That's what I'm saying, dude. You got to be real and self-aware with your own self, man.
But some of his money, Red. But some of his money is him not even being there. Like we're talking about the Braves because he's not. We talking about the Braves in the way we're talking about them because he is not there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So that has value as well.
A big contract. But I want you on the team going forward. But as far as like giving you this big monster contract, no, I'm going 25 million a year. Till you 35. Either you take that or leave it. If you leave it, I'm trading you.
All right, Amani said, I don't think this pitching is going to long-term hold up. I don't think that it's a sustained recipe for success. Amani said, trying to defend the offense is taking a huge toll. VP said, Braves with the poverty mentality. Head got swelled after the 2021 World Series win. Get used to it, Braves fans. It is what it is. Armani said, nah, not even that, Red. I say 150 at best, referring to Acuna.
Hey, Rev, and people got to understand the 21 World Series win is, and the league is different now, right? So that 21 World Series win for the Braves was exactly how the league wants it. They want that as a wild card. The year before, if I'm not mistaken, they had won 100+ games and got bounced in the first round. So, you know what I mean?
No, we won the division that year.
Do we win 100+ games that year?
No, the Braves won as a wild card, Red, that year.
They won as a wild card that 21 year. They won as a wild card. That was
the year we hawked down the Mets. Remember the Mets were leading the division the whole year, and we finally hawked them down. And we didn't win the division by much. Now we won it like with 88 games, but we won.
Oh, okay. But even still, you can have a year where you win. The old baseball way was you win 100+ games. There's very few teams that won 100+ games and wasn't in the pennant race immediately, right? And now you can have a team like Arizona Diamondbacks make the World Series with 75 wins.
With the way it's set up now, with the way it's set up now, you got 6 teams from each side to make the playoffs. Any one of those 6 teams, if the pitching hold up, the pitching is right and the bats are right at the right time, then get hot. Because like you said, remember.
Yeah, so I believe that feeds into their mentality. VP calls it a poverty mentality, but I feel it feeds into it they're not going to make any major moves knowing that I can still wind up where I want to be without having to spend the bread.
You remember the year? You remember that year the Mets, the Dodgers, and the Braves won 100 games in 2023, and all three of them got bounced in the first round. Remember that year?
I'm just glad. I'm just glad I just listened to this show to catch up on Braves news, because with the World Cup and LeBron and the WNBA going on, I ain't been able to watch the Braves lately.
Well, they win 15 out of their first 20, which they're on pace to do. I think the Braves will be fine. We'll have postseason game in Atlanta, and where we go from there is any man's bet. But I'll get on the call with Rev. Me and Rev in the same car. I don't think they get out of the playoff series with this team the way it's lined up. But
I'm in that car too.
Okay.
We don't make no changes there.
But
we'll make the playoffs and win the division, but we ain't doing nothing with Chris Sale as our only pitcher. I can tell you that right now.
I just feel if you have a team in baseball, particularly if you have a team that can win 90 plus games in a season or crack that 100 plus games in the season, then you should do all that you can to make sure that team makes it to the World Series. Unlike any other sport, 100 plus wins in numbers used to matter to baseball. They don't matter as much anymore. And so call me old school, but
No, I agree. Let's switch gears, gentlemen. Let's go to 5 for 5 real quick. Let me see. Vincent Wood said 2022, 101-61 bounce. NLDS 3-1 Phillies. 2023, 104-58 and lost NLDS 3-1 to Phillies again. Yeah. Yeah, Ray, you were right. 2021, they wound up winning the division on the last day and won and got hot and won the World Series. So you were definitely right that they won the division in 2021. All right. The VP said Q Lunits. We would definitely follow the
like we already did. I swear we don't have a 5 for 5 on the Braves.
All right, gentlemen, this is our segment where we got 5 hot topics that we plan to talk for only 5 minutes. That's how this segment works. Red, Coach, and Asa will both be given, all three will be given 45 seconds to state their case about the subject matter at hand. First 45 seconds, their single picture. Once we get back to a group shot, they got 15 seconds to finish it up. If they don't, they'll get greeted by a mute button, and we'll keep it moving. All right, so here we go, gentlemen. 5 for 5. First topic on the board. Start with you, Red. Cam Scatterbo doing backflips on a newly repaired ACL. The prize running back for the New York Giants. What says you, Red, about this?
Man, that was such a knucklehead move and a dumb decision. And had something happen and he got hurt doing that stuff. But he would have looked like the biggest fool in sports. Dude, stop trying to prove things to people. Your job is to get back on the field for the Giants and run the football. You don't have to prove nothing to nobody at no charity event, no fan function event, doing backflips on the stage ain't nothing. How about you do a backflip in the end zone? We would prefer that. You being on the football field than doing something on the stage that's not going to help you or your team. You in the NFL now, Scatterboo. You got to recognize your importance to your team and to yourself. Bad decision, but I'm glad you didn't get hurt. That was a stupid thing to do, though.
Coach.
Cam Scatterboo is one of those athletes who's been doing that all his life. He's been doing crazy things all his life, and I don't think the NFL is going to change him. The Giants are going to, if his coach said something about it and didn't make a big deal, then they're going to move on and say, all right, son, get out there and show it on the field. Let's move on. They done probably put that in the rear view now because they know the boys pit coon crazy. So, you know, they're gonna let it ride.
Asa, what you got?
Hey, I agree with Red, but I'm gonna take an opposite. Now that's not it. You realize that that's not in his head, right? So he doesn't have a thought process about a process about whether or not his ACL is going to hold up in the regular season. So I can look at it like a glass half full. He's ready to go. He's ready to get out there and take tackles head on and make whatever cuts are needed. And the ACL being a mental part of his mindset is not there. So glass half full situation.
All righty. Let's see what the Revenant Nation has to say. If anything, the VP said Cam Scott, a dummy, needs to go have several seats. Your job as an athlete, take care of your body, which includes rehabbing from a major injury such as that. This isn't college, homie. The president said more like Cam Scotty dumb. Why jeopardize your money career doing stupid stuff? Ask Ron Gant. Wow. Interesting. All right, gentlemen, that's enough for that subject matter. Let's go to the next one. Coach, you're up. Should Tyreek Hill retire or return to the NFL? What says you, Coach?
If he can't be the cheetah of old, it's time. It's time. He can go be in Grand Theft Auto 6. It's time. You know, if he can't do what he used to do, let it go.
Hey, so what you got on this?
Man, take one more payment from the NFL and let them figure out you don't have the speed no more once they pay you and you playing. But I'm with you, Coach. I mean, that injury, his superpower was his speed. And if he doesn't have that speed anymore, man, it's rough. We never talked about Tyreek being a possession receiver. We talked about him being able to take the top off the defense. And if he can't do that, life's going to be short.
Red, what you got on this topic?
I'm in the car with Asa. It's a sad situation because, man, dude, you sure got a lot of kids to take care of.
That's why I said get one more. That's why I said get one more check.
Right, and you're going through a divorce too. So like Asa said, I would see if I can get a team to pay me one more time. And get that check, and you better save every penny. But when you start talking about you don't have surgery on your knee a year ago, and you still can't feel the power in your leg today, man, dude, that's gonna cost you because your speed is your career, and if you ain't got that Tyreek Hill speed, and now you just a possession receiver, that's gonna affect your career. But maybe you can get a team to give you one more opportunity, and that'll probably be your last opportunity because once they figure out that you ain't Tyreek Hill or old, your options are gonna be limited. But here's a piece of advice, Tyreek: start talking with teams, see if you can figure out how to get into coaching. Because with all those miles to feed, you got to have a job. If you're not playing, you can be coaching. Hey, I'm being honest, the dude got like 10 or 12 kids, and hey, man, you gotta have some money. So you need to think about getting into coaching. Seriously, getting into coaching. Once your playing days is over, stay out of trouble. Start talking with these coaches and see if you can become an assistant coach, a wide receiver coach, because you're gonna need it, man. Because once you don't have that speed, it's over. I'm being serious, April.
No, I would leave his kids alone. But listen, this superpower was his speed, and if he don't have it, what much good is he, right? That's just how the game is played.
But you got your knowledge, though. You got your knowledge.
Yeah.
Winston said Cam will be he's just happy he's healthy. The VP said the family in Broward County says he should, unless he wants to wear them bracelets. The VP said Tyreek Hill is facing great humility right now. Let's see how he handles himself. Winston Thornton said Falcons should take a 1-year vet minimum flyer on Tyreek, even if he's a step slower. He would just fall into 4.3s, which is still faster than most of the league. The president said more like Tyreek uphill. It's a battle. With all them kids, we know what doesn't lack power.
Oh my God. I am not going there. Hey, it don't lack power now.
The president, the VP said Tyreek has been relegated to Julian Edelman status, and the VP said AB just ended the chat.
That element point is a good point about Tyreek, and if that's the case, the only place he can go is back home to KC.
Yeah, I agree for sure. All right, bad news came down the pike. Tony Romo arrested. What's going on with Tony? What you got to say about this, Asa?
I heard he was arrested. I have no idea for what he do. It was a DUI. I don't know, so I don't have anything to add on or take away. I do know the longer we're here on this earth, the more likely we can come across something. I don't know. I can't badmouth the man. I have no idea.
All right, Coach, what you got?
Tony Romo, ALKI. That's all it is to it, sir. You're an alky. You should know to stay at home and drink.
So you got a DUI? Okay.
OUI.
I
That's
got
what they call it.
Red, what you got?
Well, OWI, operating while intoxicated.
Well, intoxicated. Okay. That's the nice way of saying DUI. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why they changed it from DUI to OWI. It ain't like it's gonna be any lesser, but I'm with you and Coach, man. Like I said, I think you're just bored. Been a long off season. Probably went to a bar, have a drink or something. Probably had too many, forgot. But like Tony and to all these athletes, the guys in the public eye, you gotta know your limits. If you know you can't operate a vehicle, call a car service. I don't know why most of these guys don't use car services anyway, man. You know you want to go out
the money.
If I know I'm going out drinking, I'm just gonna use a car service just in case I have too many. Because it's always a bad look when people in the public eye get arrested for DUI. I don't think it's gonna affect his job at NBC. This is probably his first blemish in his entire career, playing or commentating. But not a good look, Tony. They'll probably fine you or reprimand you. But go ahead, Ace. I know you're trying to get something up here.
No. I just glanced real quick. Like I said, I heard he got arrested, but I didn't know for what. They said he got arrested after a golf tournament. If any of y'all have ever been on the golf course, they don't do nothing for 16 holes or how many holes you buy. All you do on those holes is drink.
Yeah.
That's why you should have had a car service, because you knew you had been drinking all them holes.
No. I'm with you now. He doesn't. Me just glancing to see what the headline was. No, it doesn't make any sense. You never have an excuse anyway. But in this case, when you know you're going to play golf, and for the next 3-4 hours, they're gonna be bringing you the beer cans or whatever you order. He going to the nice golf ranges. He ain't going to what me and you might wind up going to. We got to bring our own. He got people driving the golf cart. You know what I mean? So he don't never run out. So nah. To your point, Red, you already know you're going to golf for the day. Have your service already set to take you home. You know what it is. So it's no excuse.
Have your caddy take you home.
The caddy be drinking too.
Oh, never mind.
All right. Wednesday said Romo caught a DUI and his mugshot definitely corroborates. The VP said arrested for OWI operating while intoxicated. Also says Milwaukee wasn't playing with them. Let's see what repercussions he faced from CBS. Mark Sanchez brushing up on his resume.
Mark Sanchez was fighting the old man.
President said OWI and DUI are the same, different names in different jurisdictions. Either just a bad decision. Grant knows your limits. The VP said Asa being on the golf course for 18 holes and 4 or 5 hours consists of telling lies, taking mulligans, and harassing the beer cart lady. Fun times. Laugh out loud.
Exactly.
Tony probably would do it all. Tony probably would do it all three.
All right, now to move on to the best subject we've talked about,
Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes. Cleared by the Chiefs to resume football activities. What says this to you? We'll start with you, Coach.
Well, all of the NFL, American Football Conference might want to get ready. It's about to get ugly.
It's about to get
If he's
ugly.
anything like he was before, it's gonna be tragic.
All right, Ace, so what you got on this topic?
Oh man, about to be that season. About to get my predictions out and all that good stuff. I will say this: if you want to know what the Chiefs will look like this year, go back and look at the old Philadelphia Eagles the last year before Donovan got traded. That's how they're going to look. So they're going to try to protect Patrick as much as possible. And so it's a good thing for the NBA. I mean, for the NFL, obviously, to have your face of the league to be able to play. And so KC, I think the schedule's already been determined anyway, but granted, they might make some adjustments if it has been to get KC on a few more national televised games if possible.
Red, what you got?
The Chiefs are back, baby. I mean, Mahomes is back. That means the Chiefs are back because he is the Chief. AFC West better start looking over their shoulder. Broncos, Chargers, Raiders. You thought you were going to have it easy? No way. The Chiefs are back. So it's going to be a battle between the Broncos and the Chargers. Raiders, I don't think y'all up there with them two teams this year. Y'all got some more rebuilds. The Chargers, the Broncos, and the Chiefs, they're going to make the AFC West a real interesting division to watch. All three of those teams they're playing to be contenders, and I'm not surprised. You know, Mahomes. Mahomes had his surgery. I think the 5 minutes after he broke that knee, he rushed to the hospital, got on that operating table, had that surgery, and he said, "Man, I am already on my way back." That type of player he is. So you're not surprised. I like great players like that. That type of player I want for my Falcons one day, leading the team. That type of player right there.
All right, Coach, what you got?
I mean, just danger for everybody. If he can do anything like he used to be, the magician like he used to be, it's on. Get ready.
Hey, Red, I want to know what kind of drugs they giving him though, because this injury is supposed to last how long? He's supposed to been out to like week 8, week 9, right?
Yeah, all these guys surprised me was coming back as quickly as they are. I remember ACL, they used to be like a
2 years,
and a
right?
half sometimes. Yeah, somebody tell their ACL, you ain't gonna see them for a year. Damn, I mean, you remember when you tore your Achilles? You ain't gonna see them for a year and a half. Now Jason Tatum's coming back in front now, so I don't know if technology has changed or just the athletes coming back too early. I don't know. We'll
It's
find
a combination.
out.
It's a combination of drugs and technology and if you were an athlete and you were top in your prime, you should be able to heal faster, but you're getting some help.
Yeah.
The VP said Patty Cakes is back. That means Reverend Doctor would dust off that Chiefs jersey for sure. Armani said Mahomes is the outlier as usual, coming back from injury fast. And they got the running back from Seattle. It'll be a whole lot of running the football, and Eric Bieniemy is back.
Yeah.
That's why.
Chiefs are back.
What'd you say, Red?
I said, yeah. I mean, like the Chiefs are back, man. I mean, they were gonna be down for 2 straight years. That was Andy Reid and Mahomes and that whole team they got over there. If they had a bad year last year, you should know this year is gonna be up. So
the Chiefs are copying that. They're copying that New England playbook from back in the day.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Rev, you remember the year Brady tore his ACL and the Pats? I think the Pats were down, but they won 11 games. Now, what happened after that? When Brady returned, greatness returned. When Mahomes is back, the greatness is back. Chiefs are back, and they about to move into a new stadium soon. look, everything's up for Kansas City. I know Josh Allen word now. Josh Allen, you can forget it. You ain't winning anything this year.
All right, last topic. ESPN fires Ryan Clark on air. What do you have to say about this, Coach?
I think it was a mix-up. They did not fire him on air. They just told him that he wasn't going to be able to come back on air because what was going on at the time, it was some rumors floating around the internet that he had been let go and he didn't even know about it. And they didn't want him to find out that way. So while they had a break, they got him on the phone, whatever, and told him what was going on. And then, you know, instead of him finding out from some other source, they decided to tell him themselves so they wouldn't let him hear it from nobody else.
All right. Red, what you got?
ESPN, you ain't fooling me, man. You ain't fooling me and you ain't fooling the VP like we discussed earlier this week. You fired 4. You just want to fire them 4 black brothers, man. Just be honest with yourself. Don't try to add them Carl Ravage and a girl in there so it won't look completely racist. But man, y'all want to fire all those brothers, man. Ryan and Bart and the 2 other guys with Cam Newton. I'm just, like somebody said earlier, I'm surprised Booker didn't land on this. Hey, right. How did Booker survive all these other brothers getting fired? Out on Charles Davis. Man, ESPN just got rid of everybody. But it was very classless, very distasteful that you allowed these people to come to work and then inform them of their status before they even got on air, even attempted to get on air. And we all know you have meetings and stuff before all these shows happen. So there was no way Ryan Clark should have been on air, knowing that he was unemployed by the network. So bad for him, ESPN. But I'm not surprised. Whenever you guys make cuts, it's always the brothers that get cut first. You'll sprinkle in a few euros to make it look, you know.
Hey, so what you got?
I like how Coach nicely described Ryan Clark getting fired on air, but I will say this is more about ESPN than it is about who got let go. If y'all remember when MTV went from showing music and videos to doing TV shows, that was the end of what MTV was going to be, and then eventually they didn't become MTV anymore. I think the same could be said about ESPN. The only thing that's keeping them up now is when we watch the live games. Nobody turns into all those other additional shows that they have. So they're becoming more of a show station than a sports station. And that's not a good look for them. So we consume our sports entertainment through various different ways. And only thing they got to offer is either Stephen A or the kicker, whatever his name is.
Pat McAfee.
Then McAfee. Then it's a short road to the end for ESPN as we know it, and that's how I look at these layoffs.
Monty said they needed that money to pay McAfee. If we being completely honest, so of course we got the bad and the stick. Any firing going on, we gonna get it first. When ESPN said that On Kick had the layoff list and they were going to break it, and they wanted the Athletic to break the story. They wanted Ryan gone for his stance for our community. The VP said overall classes move, I think, was in retaliation to RC's confrontation with Peter Schrager. The mothership sprinkled 2 YTE guys in the mix, said that it wouldn't be that obvious that they wanted to get rid of the Good Brother sounds about white. VP said the Moose woke up one day and realized how far behind they are in the podcasting game, that shows are mediocre and other networks and podcast options reign supreme. That's why they have to overpay for Pat McAfee. Pat doesn't need ESPN, by the way. President said, I'm not surprised when you're on a big conglomerate and you're causing a ruckus, the powers that be are making phone calls. They may have liked them, but they love the money more. BP said ESPN leaking that to Outkick was shameful, typical. And Winston said word is they're trying to double pat contract and pay him $60 million something a year with the Showtime going up. Yep, that's the word on the street. And
okay. Hey, I'm trying to figure out this racial angle that everybody keep trying to pull. They fired 4 black people and 3 white people. And one of the white people that they fired, I ain't saying all of them was right, but one of the white people they fired was Carl Ravitch. No, they fired 4 white people. I'm sorry, 4. Ravitch had been on there for 30-some years, and he was the only voice, basically the voice of Major League Baseball. And they got rid of him. They got rid of Pelissero, David Lloyd, Tanya Bell, and Carl Ravitch. So it wasn't no slanted angle to just get rid of more black people. They got rid of the ones. Ryan Clark with that little drama mama with Schrager, which was a joke. Schrager is born as watching paint dry, but they were keeping him just because he came from NFL Network. And then Cam and Bart Scott. Bart Scott sit over there all the time, laugh all day, and then come with them unnecessary points. But anyway, I don't think it was anything racial, but you know, it's what it is. Those guys are gonna land on their feet. They got good podcast, all of them do. So they're not gonna be totally broke. And you know, they try to keep McAfee around. I have no idea because I watched 30 minutes of his show in the past 3 years. So, you know.
So you mentioned something in there, Coach, that you went over real quick. And that's why I say ESPN is on a downturn. So they let go the guy that covers baseball. They let him go. When's the last time you turned into a baseball game on ESPN? When the last time we turned into I'm gonna name a odd sport. Just when the last time we turned into a swimming meet on ESPN? When the last time we turned into a track meet on ESPN? When the last time we turned into, you know what I mean? This is summertime, right? So everybody should be able to get into this pot in the summertime and be able to kind of shine. The only thing that's keeping ESPN, in my opinion, afloat all year round is 2 sports, and they're the same sport: college football and NFL football. But so all the shows they have is based off that. But to my opinion, they don't have the people anymore that we want to hang around and watch those guys. And so, and the NFL and college is now spread out so much because of these streaming stuff. We turn in for the live, and then we turn off, and then we have people come and watch us, and we go watch the people like The Pivot, or we go watch whatever the case may be. We go watch, but we're not turning into ESPN anymore. You mentioned, Coach, about Stuart Scott. They don't have a Stuart Scott. Stephen A., in my opinion, is a man without a country. When Stephen A.'s time comes, he's going to realize he doesn't have a country because of his outside of the sports views now that he's bringing up. So ESPN is consolidating all their money into 2 people, and that's not a good thing in my opinion.
Well, I think they're adjusting to the times. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
All right. I think they're adjusting to the times. Actually, as you were having that discussion, it made sense to me why they got rid of Carl Ravitch, because baseball lost some of their coverage. Like, they no longer do the Sunday night game. NBC Peacock has taken that over. So, you know, I think they realize they're the sports leader, but sports is not going to be the same, because now you got sports, think to the point you made on Prime, got Netflix covering it. Right. So it's just a different mold. It's a different mold. And they're, as we say sometimes in the church front, these sports networks are having to reimagine what sports is going to look like, because that whole app thing, like, it's really changed the game. When we're paying all this money to broadcast it on major TV, and now these apps are covering major sports that normally just only used to be on major networks. So there are a lot of things that are definitely hasn't changed. There are a couple of comments before we move on. the VP said they had to keep the booger in order to maintain their quota. Armani said McAfee is great for College game day. That's a fact. They let that be their determining factor for bringing him on because he's a big draw on College game day. No, and also
Two sports.
That 60 figures also, I believe, covering his show because he got a lot of dudes on that show. So let's not forget there are like 4 dudes that come on every day with him. So it's show and College game day.
He is doing on ESPN what Le Batard is doing on his own. Like if you ever watch Le Batard show, the Dan Le Batard show, he has himself and like 5 other guys on the show. That's the model, but the ratings are astronomical. Oh yeah.
That he's doing. Anytime ESPN bowed down to a dude to say we're gonna let you cuss on television.
Yeah, I was just about to say
that lets you know the numbers are ridiculous. Because no other show has begun doing that.
But that was late in the game, though. See how late in the game they got in with him, though? They got in real late. I mean, for McAfee, that works out, but they got in on him after you done lost. So Le Batard left. Rick Eisen left. I'm just naming some of the guys that we know as ESPN fathers.
McAfee did a lot of what some other guys have done in the comedy game. McAfee benefited from the pandemic. And that's how he built his brand from a digital standpoint. McAfee became a YouTube sensation. So it wasn't like he was really doing a whole lot of work at some other network. He just grinded during the pandemic and his show became popular. And then they said, let's bring it to major TV. So McAfee's is like a different dynamic. It's an anomaly what he was able to do in the sports. It's almost like what McAfee did was if ESPN decided to buy all the smoke with Barnes
and Jackson.
See, that's how McAfee was. And he just got this ridiculous crowd. And the way they were doing sports and how they were getting away with cursing and all that stuff, it appealed to a younger demographic. And that's why they got McAfee to make sure they could still maintain a younger demographic.
Then look at the guest stars he had on the show, man. Dude, yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the
Tom Cruise on the show.
He had Tom Cruise, and he's one of the few, and this was partly to get at Stephen A., but he got LeBron. Like he was able to get, he was the one that broke. It was broken on his show with Shorms, or whatever his name is, from the NBA Insider. He broke it on McAfee's show.
Yep.
So, McAfee's just on a whole nother level. And then also, let's understand his reach exceeds sports. It's in the WWE. And I believe the
UFC,
WWE
right?
in some part came over to ESPN because of McAfee to a degree.
Yeah, dude, when you can reach the important figures in sports and outside sports, and you got the ratings, yeah, they gonna latch on to you because you bring a lot with you.
Yeah. Wasn't the LeBron thing called on ESPN on First Take First?
It was like, it was breaking as they were ending.
Yeah.
And then, what's his name? The insider?
Sharanya.
Yeah, Sharanya. He spent a lot of time on McAfee breaking it down.
Yeah. Because it came out right at the end of theirs, and they mentioned it.
And then they said more coverage would be on McAfee.
Yep.
Shams, thank you, Winston. I don't know where I'm getting this. I'm thinking about a shawarma. That's a piece of
You
that's some,
you hungry. You're hungry.
I'm hungry. There you go. There you
Yeah,
go.
well, you said Shams at first, Red, then you changed it
You
up.
said it's shawarma. You want
Yeah.
to bite to eat.
You started saying
But
Shams.
I mean,
Yeah, that's
What
what
we-
that was
I just think there's a couple of things we're kind of seeing at the same time, right? If all of us at some point, I believe, have been in corporate America, this is how corporate America gets down. I've been in management, and I know there are times when I cannot say what I need to say, and you got to have the ability to read between the tea leaves, right? If somebody's going to get fired or let go or moved around, and they give you that information, and they want you to sit on it because they want to also know whether or not you're going to open your mouth or not. A lot of times they give you information that they know is going to going to get read anyway, but they want to know who's the one that's going to talk. So that information getting out there and getting leaked, please believe some heads fell behind the scenes that we will never know about because that information is not supposed to get leaked out. That's how corporate America works. At the same time, like I said before, I just think how we consume entertainment now changes so rapidly. I believe ESPN is the last to get on board, but I also believe I look at MTV. Like I said, I look at MTV, and I want people to go back and realize when MTV stopped showing music videos, was it MTV anymore? And I'm looking at ESPN. ESPN doesn't show. They still show sports, but the reason why we're there is for the sports. But they do a whole lot more TV shows than they do sports anymore. They don't. You know what I mean? So when we like, well, what's the baseball tonight? We're gonna go to Netflix. We're gonna go to NBC Peacock. We're gonna go to our YouTube. We don't go to ESPN. Where ESPN we used to go to for everything sports related. Everything was ESPN, and that's not the case anymore. And I don't know how they hold on to it.
I think they still support. And most
By
of
name?
their content is to me games. It's just what they have in the daytime. I think this is more their daytime lineup or afternoon. Once the evening comes around, they all about what games or what sporting events they can show because definitely ain't nobody trying to look at these shows at nighttime. Ain't nobody trying to look at Pat McAfee in the evening. Definitely we ain't trying to listen to no Stephen A. Smith in the evening. So like I say, they get away with it. They get away with it because it's doing the daytime coverage. You got First Take, you got Get Up 8 to 10, First Take 10 to 12, and you got Pat McAfee the rest of the afternoon, 12 to about 2 or 3 o'clock. And once that time comes, mostly it's time to start getting ready for the games of the evening now. So I mean, and personally,
And I'm not saying I'm with you, Red, and I'm not saying I'm the population, right? But I believe, well, you know what? Red brought it up too, right? It's a younger population that they're looking for. I get up in the morning, I turn on CBS Sports headquarter and just listen to what they got going on for a recap of what happened over the night. And when I get home and I decide I want to catch YouTube and see what I missed during the daytime, because I am at a job during the daytime, I don't flip to an ESPN station. I flip to Nick Wright or Broussard or any one of those other podcasts because ESPN doesn't have a person people that they used to have that I wanted to engage with anymore. They don't have those guys anymore. The Pat McAfee doesn't get me to come see him. And I'm an average Joe, but I feel like to maybe to Red's point again, I'm not the focal point that ESPN is looking for. But I don't know, you know what I mean?
It's just a new day and time now. I mean, most you say, most people, for me, I don't need ESPN for anything unless they showing the game. I'm particularly interested. Most of the sports information I get come right through my phone every day. I got my phone tied to sports apps. It's people that I trust and people that I listen to.
Yeah.
So I don't need ESPN to get my information. I don't think anybody does. But you're gonna always have these folks that don't really know too much. They want to like sports. They look at it periodically. They'll have their TV on ESPN all day long, and they'll take whatever ESPN say is gospel. I don't think any one of us is one of those type people who most of us know sports. We don't need ESPN to get our sports news. We don't need ESPN to even form our sports opinions. So, like I say, it's all about having sports knowledge and what you know and The ones that don't, if you feel ESPN is your source for sports information, fine. But like you say, it's a new day and time. ESPN ain't the only option. To me, it's not even the number one option anymore. So it's all about who you trust.
It's a big oxymoron with some people, because I've heard somebody actually say out of their own mouth, yeah, I don't watch Stephen A anymore because all they talk about is, okay, how you know what they talk about if you don't watch it?
If you don't watch it.
You can't say, don't be talking about that. That sounds so stupid to me when they say that. I don't watch ESPN anymore because they didn't show something, but you were watching. I said, I said, see, that's an oxymoronic statement right there. You wouldn't know what they were showing if you didn't watch. That's what I learned about some people.
All right, Coach. Thanks for pulling out that hypocrisy. We appreciate that. Winston said definitely was racial. Ryan was the staunchest supporter of the Black community on ESPN. Ryan saved Get Up, was the best football analyst on ESPN. ESPN got the SB this year, but you let him go. Nah. VP said the money covers his old team.
Ryan saved Get Up. I don't know if he saved Get Up. Get Up was in trouble against council, and Ryan saved it.
Yeah. I would say it got saved once they got Michelle Beadle off it from the very beginning.
Yeah, you're right.
Don't bring up Chris. Not Chris. What's his name? From used to play for Boston. That's his enemy. Chris, not Chris Paul. God damn it.
Chris Canty.
No, play basketball. Why I can't?
Chris.
Always be not Chris. Always I'm saying Chris, but it's not Chris. Paul Pierce. Paul, Beatles. Paul Pierce, number one enemy. After he let after she ad-libbed everything bad about Paul on that NBA set that one time.
Yeah. Well, Michelle Beadle's trash. She did get caught up. She did catch on with Lou Williams and somebody else from the NBA's podcast, but
she's desperate now, Red. She going on. She'll latch on anybody now.
And she got mad when Stephen A. took over her slot on Mad Dog Radio recently.
I mean, nobody was listening to her.
She can't.
Michelle, we don't want to hear you. Okay, we are not interested in anything you're talking about. I know I'm not.
Yeah, I thought that was the worst movie ESPN ever made when they tried to team her up with Greenie to start Get Up, and it just didn't work. But glad they figured that out very early. That money covers his old team. Talking about Pat McAfee's show. Armani said that's right. I forgot about that. Rev, great point. Armani said he got the bag for him and his team.
Hey.
VP said you're right, Reverend Doc. I was typing that as you were speaking. Folk think Pat is getting 100% of those funds. Now we do know he's getting lion's share, no doubt. The president said, look forward to if a team scores one more point than the opponent, they win the game.
Hey, you know what? And I bet I'm going to tell you who would have said that too. That Vincent guy that's on the show. Oh, my God. He probably one of the worst additions to ESPN. Not you, Vincent. I'm talking about the Vincent on ESPN.
You've mentioned him about 3 times on the show, so we got it, Red. We got it. You did his note.
Trash,
you note
man.
on him.
Trash.
You did a note one week. Coach came back and did a note on him again. So we got it. We know exactly what you're talking about. VP said exactly my point, Reverend Doctor. That's why Pat doesn't need the mothership. Armani said Eisen left because he got his own show. And honestly, Eisen got a great show that's now controlled by ESPN.
Right. He got a show no more.
I mean,
ESPN controls the NFL network now. The VP said, facts, Asa, I've had to play ignorant to that type of info on a regular. I stay in my lane, keep my head down, and continue to move up in corporate America. Armani said the podcast game took over the sports now. COVID played a vital role because it forced people to adapt to the new modern day landscape of how we are consuming sports. I don't even watch ESPN anymore because I watch podcasts. If I watch ESPN, it's to watch the highlights during football season. Winston said, I can't remember the last time I watched anything on ESPN outside of maybe catching a segment of McAfee Can't Stand SAS. Haven't watched First Take since Shannon had Lakers in 5. Winston said Get Up was going to be canceled. Ratings were horrible. Ryan and Woody started being regulars on it, which got it to where it is now. Go watch Ryan's interview on the Pivot from yesterday.
Yeah, I
Molly
watched that.
Karam just entered the chat.
Molly. Oh gosh.
It's easy on the eyes.
Yeah,
Is
but
anybody gonna miss any of those guys from ESPN that they fired? Anybody
Ryan
gonna
Clark, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, he
Ryan
got
Clark. I think people who are baseball junkies, and I think old heads will miss Carl Ravage.
Yeah.
You know, you
All right.
always connect a certain voice. Just like, you know, like college football to me is not the same when you're missing the voice like Vern Lindquist, I think that's his name, used to do the SEC
Yeah.
on CBS.
CBS, yeah.
Brent Musburger, basketball and football.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
don't
know.
lie.
old footy duddy?
I mean, basketball, Dick Vitale, analyst, you know, like listening to a game is not the same. So if you've been watching a sport for a very long time and you got used to a name, you know, folk gonna miss Carl Ravage. I thought Carl Ravage was very dry, to be honest, you know, but obviously he was people were listening to him because he was on ESPN forever.
Yeah,
But
now
I think some people miss him.
you got Gus Johnson on Fox doing highlights talking about a football player, running back was running, and then he made the statement. Look, he said he's gone. He's got to get away from the cop speed. I'm like, what the heck? Get away from the cop speed? What kind of? But they let
Winston
him
said
say it.
Ryan got 4 Emmys to his name. I wouldn't be surprised if him and the Pivot Crew don't end up on FS1 with a show.
Nobody watch.
Nobody will watch it.
Someone dig up Irv Cross, the president.
See, there he go again.
I think Ryan might be done on TV, so you better stay with his podcast.
The Pivot was hot, and to a degree it's still hot, but all the smoke is changing the game.
Yeah.
So is All the Smoke the top sports podcast?
I
Who would have thought with them two?
If it's not the top, it's one of the top.
But they don't even do. I won't say they. All the stuff I watched lately from them hasn't been about sports. Like they just had former President Obama on. You know what I mean?
So that's what changed the game for them. And what they've done now is they've kind of gone down the Shannon Sharpe angle to broaden their reach. Because that's what made Shannon so phenomenal before he got into that trouble.
Yeah.
He changed the game with Club Shay Shay. Being able to broaden his reach, which then allowed his nightcap show to already have an ingrained audience.
Yeah.
Because he got the entertainment and the sports thing, 2 separate venues, but his face is the face of both of them, which broadened his audience. So
I guess now I hadn't listened to Shannon since he got in that trouble.
But Shannon is still on top.
Yeah, the nightcap is
and even Club Shay Shay, because he's still getting $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, even with B-list people he's bringing on.
Right. I be seeing some of the folks. I'm like, oh, let me know when he bring on somebody I'm interested in, because some of these folks he bring.
So
he's still for most of the people he's interviewing, he's still pulling $1 million or $2 million.
I'm gonna use this example. You might put me on mute, Rev. People are using so these guys to a degree are using ESPN the same way people use Kevin Samuel and this whole. They don't like what he talks about, but they turn around and create their own podcast doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
So people are going to ESPN, getting their name, and then turn around and using the ESPN name to then start their own podcast and keep things going. So
that's all content creators now.
If the jumping point is ESPN for a lot of these guys, then they don't feel bad if ESPN has to let them go. I don't think Ryan Clark felt bad for ESPN letting me go. I don't think Cam Newton felt bad for ESPN letting me go. And for Ryan Clark, I think it was just about how you go and do it, right? And so, again, this is corporate America. Corporate America doesn't have man-to-man talks with you. This is how corporate America works. They have a closed door policy on how they make moves. They don't ever want to talk to you in face to face when they're making a move, especially when they're making a move that they know is wrong, and you know what I mean, or not right. And so I think that's the problem that Ryan Clark is having, or we as individuals outside looking in or seeing it with Ryan Clark. Is like, we know he's going to fall good with pivot, and he's still got NFL money, but it's just how it was done doesn't feel right.
I think it's not just the how. I think it's also the why.
Asa,
Right?
get your
Because the why is, I think that's where people are saying it's about the racial piece.
Mhm.
And in Ryan Clark's case, I think it is racial.
You know, yeah.
Because if it weren't racial, I know one person who would have stood up for him. And that's Stephen A. Smith. Because Ryan Clark was Stephen A. Smith's guy.
That's what I thought. Why didn't he stick up for him? And
He got to protect his own money though.
He's protecting his own money. He ain't gonna go as far as getting his money cut.
Mm-hmm.
We saw that with Shannon Sharp, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, he's gonna say when the bosses speak, the bosses speak.
Mm-hmm.
He might not agree, but obviously, you know, Shannon's downfall was a moral downfall.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Clark's was a social downfall. He spoke truth to power. And he forgot at the end of the day,
acceptable?
yeah, ESPN part of Disney and they're a little bit liberal, but you can't rock the apple cart racially, but so much. And and Stephen A. rocks it to a degree. He does a lot of questionable stuff regarding the race too. So there's a little bit of balance, but Stephen A. got the McAfee factor. He's bringing a lot of eyeballs to the network, and then his reach exceeds just sports now. He's doing the political realm, which in my opinion, needs to be staying out of. Then he got the little soap opera stuff going on. So he got major.
He can stay off of that too.
All right, let's read these comments. Then we're gonna go to You Have the Right.
All right.
Ace Podcast.
VP said All the Smoke is definitely one of the top podcasts because they're not beholden to just sports guests. Winston said top sportcast is Pat, then Nightcap, then All the Smoke, The Pivot, and Club Shay Shay.
Oh, you doing rankings.
Armani said, to be fair, The Pivot has had President Obama too. VP said The Pivot is the same. It's not just sports guests. This broadens the reach big time. I'm an avid watcher of both All the Smoke and The Pivot. I still rock with Unc and Club Shay Shay. My mind said Nightcap is hilarious because they incorporate live sports and some comedy. Armani also said, yep, because KS was the first to talk like that and people followed after his passing. So, yes, that makes sense, Asa. I see exactly what you mean. He went on and said, I see the parallel. The VP said, you definitely have to be measured with your opinions when it comes to racial matters. This freaks out those execs, for sure.
Yeah.
Now, who are the members of the Pivot? Ryan Clark and who else?
Fred Taylor
and Shannon
Crowder.
Shannon Crowder. Okay. I remember.
Those were the main ones. They had before they went. They were with Marshall initially on another show.
Okay, Real.
The wide receiver.
We're gonna steal. Ace did this. We're gonna steal something from HO and the Sports Roundtable. Rev and Red. If you had 3 people that y'all want to do a podcast with, who would they be? Any 3 from any walk of life.
Wow.
A podcast. So
you can mix and match.
I got you.
Doesn't matter who.
This person is deceased. I say Martin Luther King for preaching and social justice.
Ooh, you in deep then. Ooh.
For sports, I would probably like to do one with Stuart Scott. And just in general, I would like to do one. So I got Martin King, Stuart Scott. And then I would probably want to do one with Spike Lee.
Oh,
Ooh, Rev, you pulling one.
You got a hard one, and you just that. I was looking at coach. You got me going back to look at my notes from last week. I ain't have none of them.
I would do
Drop the mic
Lee for the simple fact that not just because he's a great writer and he's about the advancing the cause for Black folk. Also, because he's a sports guy and a basketball guy at that, but also he's my Morehouse brother. So that's what I would put Spike. So I got Spike, Stuart Scott, and Martin King.
Red.
Excuse me.
I don't know, man. I gotta get this some thought. I can't even come up with three right now.
Who's yours, Coach?
I did The Rock, President Obama, and it was one more that I think of, and I'm trying to think. I added a female just for that perspective, and I can't remember who I had. But they were all living. I didn't go back to.
She must not look good because you would remember her if she looked good.
Right. I would think Coach would have his before we all had ours.
No, I can't remember the lady that I had, but they were all living. I didn't do anybody that had passed on.
Okay, who are your three A's?
It was all Atlanta based. I did L. Duncan. I was trying to go back to my notes. I don't know what I did with my notes. I must have threw it away.
Now,
but I know
You see, he did remember L. Duncan.
Yeah. I had L. Duncan. I can't remember the other two I did. I threw some names up there, but L. Duncan was on the list.
Okay, all right. So that's a memorable.
But L. Duncan is one of the first people that I met radio wise that didn't have any attitude, and we wound up doing some things together with the Hawks events and stuff. So,
she's cool people.
Folks.
She's cool people. Yeah, you could just tell, and then she got versatility in the sport as well as the music world. Yeah. Rev, I know one person you would put on there. I know one.
Who is that?
You want to know who is it? Kobe Bryant. Come on now. It would definitely one would definitely be Kobe, and then you would probably get somebody in the entertainment or the in the movie writing world, acting world.
Spike Lee was. You stole my Spike Lee.
Well, we can still have the same, man. I got a monopoly on the people. It's okay.
Yeah, I guess Kobe and Spike.
Yeah, I knew you would have somebody from the movie world, and it would definitely be Kobe, man, because I still remember to this day the tribute you did to Kobe. I got to find it again, but that tribute. I
still got it saved. It's saved on our thing in YouTube.
Okay, yeah, because Facebook gets rid of our stuff if it's live now after 30 days. But yeah, man, I know Kobe. Like I've not met somebody who adored Kobe as much as you did.
Yeah, Kobe would definitely be one.
Yeah.
Spike Lee would definitely be another. And I just leave it at them two.
So you took it, Rev, outside of sports. Now that's to sit down and think about. You know what I mean? If you want to keep it within sports, man, now that's still hard too. But yeah, you got to drop the mic list there.
So let's see. Armani talked about Brandon Marshall, but he had an ego trip and they left. That's what started. Brandon Marshall. That's what it was. That's how the pivot got started. VP said they were on athlete with Brandon Marshall before. Then they realized they were being undervalued. The president said, my dream podcast, MLK, Barack Obama, and Stevie Wonder.
Ooh.
Do you think, Brandon?
I don't think you'd be talking too much sports with that podcast with Obama.
No. Do you think Brandon had an ego problem or his mental stability got involved in?
His mental stuff probably got in the way, which may have probably masked itself as an ego problem.
Yeah.
But his mental health issues are very much documented.
Yeah. They always get in the way. Dude, you can definitely tell he has an issue. Whenever you see him on any of these programs, you can tell that he got something up here.
Yeah. Something going on. VP said, for those who don't know, Coach, Lala Power S2E4.
Here we go. Oh, no.
Hey, you all about somebody last week, Coach, that came back to the NBA off an injury?
No, she was on my podcast.
He talked about it earlier.
Oh, okay.
He let off with her. So he made it known very quickly. The president said, I remember L. Duncan from Two Live Stews. Now, Red, who do you remember from Two Live Stews that went to Mays? She was in my class.
Uh-oh. Not Aaliyah?
Nah. She was referred as Lady Simone on Two Live Stews.
Oh, Simone Wise.
Simone Wise, who used to be married to Hines Ward.
Yeah.
Of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Don't worry, Real. I would have got there. I was gonna go through all the top beauties in your class. I would have got there. Hey, so man, you just don't know. Real's class of beauties, they kept me so. They just kept me wide awake.
It taught his class what it meant to be a senior. Like,
I would definitely say that.
My senior cheerleading squad, probably one of the best looking cheerleading squads in cheerleading history. I mean, you're talking the rotation on that squad. If they had 12, they had 10 stars, 5 stars.
Atlanta is the reason why I'm up here now, coming from South Carolina, and the Two Live Stews cast they are low country legends. You know what I mean? They're from that Muscona, Somerville area and whatnot down there. So, but the gravitational pull of what Atlanta had going on, especially in the late 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, is the reason why we all decided to come I-20 West.
I understand. Here you go, Ray. Here's your third person, Kobe and Sophie Cunningham.
There we go. Hey, you completed it. Sophie, Spike, and Kobe. That would be my third. Thank
podcast, you. The press said Kobe, Spike, and Cheech and Chong.
Oh, no, Cheech and Chong.
Armani said Obama, Nick Saban, not surprising. LeBron, we could talk about any topic and they would all have an intellectual opinion. That's a wide range right there.
They would have an opinion, that's for sure.
There'd be a lot of ego, sure, on that one.
Dang, Coach.
Winston got it for me. Kobe, Spike, and Sophie. I like that 3 right there.
All right. VP said, we want to be frank. Two Live Stews really got the whole podcast thing started. Yep. I was listening to them back in 2009. They set the bar. They were ahead of their time. True Sports Podcast pioneers. They were that's where I got the colloquialism.
I got you, Real. Colloquialism.
Yeah, and they had the dogs and the poodles and all that stuff.
Yeah,
they were really cutting edge. Brandon was trying to monopolize the earnings instead of it being an even split. So Channing and Fred were going to crank their own show. Channing has a radio show for years. Then they got Ryan. Reds podcast, Snoop Dogg and Willie Nelson.
Ooh.
Okay. Hey, I like that one. I like that one. Let me see.
How
Well,
is that worse than Chi Chung? You might as well do Chi Chung and go do Willie.
No, I don't.
Willie got the better stuff. Willie got the better stuff than Chi Chi.
Snoop Dogg. I don't know about Willie stuff, man. Snoop, I got my own stuff. Snoop Dogg, Christopher Nolan, Kobe. That's a good one too, Winston. Yeah, man. I guess y'all know me better than I know myself.
All right, gentlemen, let's get ready to put a bow.
I don't know what
this particular show and on this particular season.
Willie, man, they old, man.
It's been great. I got to start moving towards the end because I got a meeting at 2:00. But let me just say, man, it's been great. I want to thank you guys personally for holding it down. I've been MIA, missing the action, not on purpose, but I got a lot more responsibility where I am in my ministry in Pennsylvania. I want to thank Red, you and Coach, and then I want to thank Asa and Ho for joining us. I really appreciate it. We've been holding each other's shows down. Like we've been guests on Sports Roundtable. Y'all been guests on our show. And we appreciate the partnership that we've been able to gain, particularly this past year. So I really want to say thanks, man, and I greatly appreciate you. Let's leave off before we say you have the right to do what, when, where, and how. What is one thing that you're expecting to have happened by the time we come back August 22nd in the sports world? One thing that you're expecting to have happened by August 22nd. Who wants at it first?
I'll go. The Falcons would have made a decision on his starting quarterback by then. It would have been at least 2 preseason games in. Everybody be back at camp. We'll know the extent of Penix injuries. We'll know the extent of Tua's, how much time he's getting working with the first team snaps. We'll know everything we need to know about who the Falcons starting quarterback will be by August 22nd, and we'll know. We just need one, right?
Yeah, just one.
Okay, all right. There you go. I'll leave it right there. I'll let somebody else go for another.
All right. Asa, give it a try.
Atlanta Dream, NBA Finals. WNBA Finals, I should say.
Okay.
I think so. I was looking to see what the should be, or we should be in the mix of it.
So when the playoffs start?
It's around that time. It's around
that time.
It'll be getting close. It'll be getting close,
yeah.
but you're expecting the Dream to basically be in position to make a final.
Yeah. We should be seeing them in that second round, final round, going to the NBA Finals. Time y'all get back. I remember those first playoff games in the WNBA ain't about like 1 game series or 2 or 3 game series. They
2 out of 3. They do 2 out of 3, and 3 out of 5. Coach, what you got?
A major person in a major sport is going to make a startling decision to shake up the landscape of sports.
Can you provide more information?
Not right now.
That's very vague, Coach. That's very vague.
Okay, I wanted to be vague.
Yeah, that doesn't work on this platform. That's not
yes,
what
sir, I
people
know.
tune into.
I know. I got you. College football will make a major decision on the playoffs, whether it moves to 24 teams or stays at 16.
Okay. And I would say I'm expecting the Braves to have gotten a mover and shaker, either as a pitcher or as a hitter, that will help their run for the playoffs.
I knew you were going to go there, Ray. That's why I didn't.
Leaning more on the hitter than a pitcher.
That's what you said, Asa. We're going to see. You make sure you come back now when we get back.
I'm gonna be right here.
Right here, right. Vincent said, we got you, Reverend Dr. Coach, and helping spread the Red and Red Sports Show and DNA Sports and SRT Radio. Great group of guys. Nice sports podcast family. The VP says Shador Sanders getting over so close to being named QB1 for the Doodle Browns. That's what he's expecting.
Okay.
The president said, LBJ, you have the right to keep making history as you become the first brother to move from Bel Air to West Philly.
Yeah.
Fresh King. Our regular
doing it
season for
backwards.
the W ends 9/24/26. Postseason 9/27/26.
Oh no, you be back by then. My bad.
Coach
You'll be
was
back by then.
vague AF on that mic drop. Definitely shouldn't. Shout out to the Red and Red Sports Show. You guys have been around, and the evolution of the show has been great. Going back to doing in-person shows to now, you guys have always made Saturdays better. Enjoy your break, fellas. You've earned it. Thank you so much, Armani. And if you get some time, you're more than welcome to join us again. All right.
He said, Rev, you guys, like he's not part of it. You guys.
Rev.
I thought you supposed to be part of this, buddy.
Give him grace, Red. Give him grace. Red, give him grace.
I know you in Coatesville and you far away, and I talked to HO about it, but I want to try to come up with one day we all do a sports cast together, a podcast together, me, you, Asa, Red, HO, Maceo, Glaze, and all of us on one big podcast together, just chopping up and talking sports.
Get Winston and the eye test on here too. You know he want to be part of it.
Yeah, and Winston too, if it's possible.
We'll talk about it, man. The president said, I'm soliciting prayers. I wrap up my final semester graduate. Man, you just got your bachelor's and already doing your master's, man. Go do it, Mr. President.
Hey, that's how you do it, though. Don't stop.
Next thing you're going to be like, next year, I'm wrapping up my PhD.
They're gonna be Dr. Praise.
I love you guys. Have a great, safe weekend. Have a great peace and blessing. I'm going to sign off now because I got to be over in 5 minutes. But, Coach, y'all can do, if y'all want to do, you have the right, go ahead and do it. If not, man, sign us off. But, man, peace and love, y'all, man. Enjoy.
All right, Red, we'll see you in a month, baby.
All right. Peace out.
We're done. Signing off.
My headphones are going.